Hey, folks, this is Eddie Trunk from That Metal Show and Sirius XM Radio and lifelong Kiss fan. You are listening to the Shout It Out Loudcast with Tom and Zeus.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons.
Put that cookie down.
Kiss.
Stop pressing the button.
Stockbroker Simmons.
Star?
Paul Stanley.
Is that what he does? Stop shouting.
My name is Ace Frehley.
He's not what you would call a handsome man.
Oh, no. Here come the Kiss cards. Is that a positive thing? Okay.
All right.
I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow.
Why? Why do that to the fans? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them.
That's what are you talking about? 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus are back. Guess who's back in the motherfucking house with the fat dick for your motherfucking mouth? With another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 178. It's a little late, but Creatures Fest Part 1. Tom, I'm going to just hand it over to you. All you, buddy.
Yeah, so we're back. Obviously we had a little month-long unplanned, unwanted hiatus, and when we're back, happy to be back. I think this is good for me. I know it's good for Zeus. I'm happy for our listeners that they missed us. That makes me and Zeus feel good, and I appreciate that. But before we get into the episode, I just want to take a moment here. I've spent some time online expressing my gratitude and, just the unbelievable thanks to everybody out there. The literally overwhelming support, the care, the kind words, the gifts, the cards, the personal messages, the DMs. It is something that I've never seen before. I hope to never see again. And I cannot believe the family that we have here. The Shout Out Loudcast family is something that really cannot be explained. I talked to my family about this. They know about the podcast, and when I was telling them about what everybody was doing, they couldn't believe the family that we've created, and that's you guys, and that's something that I'm so happy and so proud of. And I love you guys. I love everything that you have done for us. I love that you're supporting the fact that we've been absent for a month, that you're patiently waiting, that you're going back and keeping yourself enthused with old episodes. It's a really special thing to help me and Zeus, just get through a really, really horrible time. And I think this is going to be good for me. It's a little bit of weekly therapy. We're back at it, talking some stupid shit, but, you guys are amazing. And, a special thanks to my partner here, Zeus. Everybody saw the GoFundMe. That is the definition of overwhelming. And words are really not enough to express everything that went into that. And everything that you guys did for me and my son and my family. And it's an amazing feeling. And I love you guys to death, all of you. And I'm just happy that we're back. And I just wanted to take a little bit of some personal time here before we get into some silliness and just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for everything. You guys are the best. And I love you so much, all of you.
Tom, it was, it's obviously a little bit somber here in the beginning, and we will flip the switch, believe me. But as seeing it from the outside and seeing the community come together, I can't tell you how many people behind the scenes. We obviously have. So for those who don't know, me and Tom went to college together. We grew up going to the same high school town, but he went to the Catholic school. I went to the public. And you could probably tell from the vocabulary we use.
That's why we dumb it down on the show, because he went to a public school.
Yeah. And that's where I met Murph, but Tom knew Murph years ago. And Stonehill, and we talk about it all the time in our community. What Tom had gone through affected us all, but we have to be there for Tom. Murph has been incredible throughout all this. We lost our friend as well.
Yeah. And let me jump in real quick. And there's so many thoughts going through my head right now. So many people, so many things. And, I'm mentioning, Zeus and everybody here, but of course the third honorary member of Shout It Out Loudcast is obviously the great Murph. Mm-hmm. My two best friends, Murph and Zeus. And I'll give a special shout out here to my mom, and a special shout out.
A future segment in the making, maybe.
Zeus and my mom could have their own podcast. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
It's incredible.
That's awesome.
And then I would say the Mount Rushmore of what has gotten me through this, other than the Loudcaster community and family and friends, would be my mom, my two best friends, Murph and Zeus, and my wonderful and amazing sister-in-law, Carrie, who I just found out her husband, Chris, my brother-in-law, listens to the show and is not even a Kiss fan, but he's entertained. So Chris, if you listen, love you too, brother. So yeah, it's just been amazing. You hate to see something like this happen for obvious reasons, but just to be surrounded just by endless love and support is just, it's really an overwhelming feeling. And if people don't know, I know Zeus knows, I know Murph knows, I'm a very private, stubborn person. I don't like I don't like to accept help. I don't like to accept. I have a very hard time accepting people offering. I'm always, and finally it got to the point where I was just like, I can't, it was like a wave coming over me. I just had to just let it go. So, and that I am thankful for.
Where I was kind of going with this, Tom, is I wanted to say, like, it was almost like a mini reunion. It almost felt like the big chill. All us college friends got together.
That's right.
Everybody came around to support Tom, and everybody was there. And one of the running themes was all our college friends going, holy shit, you guys have this podcast?
Yeah.
And they could not believe, like, the incredible fucking listeners that we have.
Yeah.
And they discovered, and they were like, their eyes opened up to this whole new world. And then, I was explaining to them, look what somebody just said. Who's that? Oh, that's a listener of ours. Does Tom met him? No. And like, this is it.
Yeah. I would get, cards and gifts and different things. And, my mom's been staying with me, and she'd be like, oh, who's that from? And I'd be like, oh, from so-and-so. Like, oh, who's that? I'm like, that's a listener.
Yeah.
They're like, do you know them? Like, I don't know them personally. Like, I am not kidding. Somebody sent me a 2-liter bottle of Mellow Yellow. I'm not kidding. Wrapped up to keep it safe, put in a shipping box, and sent it to me with a card to try to just put a smile on my face. Like that right there. And forgive me for singling that out, because obviously, everything else is just astounding. But that's kind of the point, is that people were there and wanted to just do something. There
was our Stonehill friends. There were our listeners. And so we got to the point where, we're getting, people are asking, and I'm doing this from our site because you're not touching our social media. So I'm doing it. Right. So I'm like, and Tom runs social media. That's why I run so well. That's not me. So I'm trying to like, how do I do this? So I'm like taking photos. Oh, here's it. Like, I'm like, I can't put his address up or text people all this or DM up. So we're like, you know what? I'm going to try to just do this. And it's for an incredible kid who's been just remarkable throughout that. And that's your son, who's just, we've mentioned Michael a million times on this show. And like, just when you think like you can't be impressed of what a young kid he is, he's just been overwhelmingly amazing, just amazing. And so we wanted all to kind of contribute and get something going for him and help him out through this terrible time. And just the community's thing. And everybody's been great. Our buddy, he knows who he is. I always mention him, but I never say his name. Okay. Just here you go. And put an incredible amount in. But the first guy that I got to mention is, as soon as I had it done, Chris Jericho, send me it. Give it to me. I set it up. I sent it to him within like a minute. He had it up, and he drops an incredible amount and donates. Now, I've seen Chris do this a bunch of times online, where like a wrestler gets injured, a former guy gets hurt. Chris always is there. Doesn't matter who it is, their politics, anything like. Chris is always there helping people.
That's why we love Chris.
And
one of the best.
So I can't tell you how many times he texted and asked, how's he doing? How is he? Hey man, I don't want to bug him. Tell me, how's he going? How's it going for him? And this wasn't, the first couple of days. This was all along this whole process. And everybody else, whether it's Sonny, Steve from Part of Hell, Joey, Courtney,
everybody, the Pantheon family, our Patreon family. Oh, Joe Polo, Podcast Rock City. Steve Wright, who you mentioned, who I love dearly. He was going to drive here. He said I could be there in 4 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Like our Tony, Danny, like all of our podcast buddies, Tony, our Kiss Cruise buddies. It's just an overwhelming thing. I just love you guys. That's
Marty
all I can say.
White.
Yeah,
I don't want Joe Decker, Stevie Flight. Again, I know by saying names I'm fucking up because I'm going to forget Punch.
Gary,
Brad,
who you'll hear about when we get to Creatures Fest. Those guys.
Overwhelming people that were just so incredible.
Yep.
So incredible. And it, for me, they take an incredibly sad, somber moment and put a little silver lining in it to see what our little community has done. And we get to kind of brag to our college buddies, hey, what'd you make of yourself? Because we just missed our 30th thing, or was it 25th?
It was 20. Well, I think they skipped the 25th because of COVID, so they just kind of had
celebrated it, and even though it was 28.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, what'd you make of yourself? Oh yeah, me and Tom, we got a Kiss podcast.
Oh, so what did you? Oh, yeah, I'm a vice president of marketing for Nike. Oh, and what are you? I have the #1 ranked Kiss podcast. I got. What is that?
I work for Morgan Stanley. What do you do? Well, I talk about snapper flaps and piss cups.
I got my picture taken in front of a tank with Vinnie Vincent.
Oh, we'll get to all that.
I know.
But to wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
this is Tom. I can tell you from my side of it, because we were trying to deflect a lot of the stuff away from you, buddy, and just deal. But the amount of texts, DMs, what can I do? How do I help? What's that? I love you guys. You guys.
It's astounding. It's astounding. And we wanted, we came back. I told Zeus, I said, let's try this. I think I'm getting back. I know I'm back to work. That kind of sucks, but I think a little bit of OCD scheduling normalcy will be good for my life. I need my Wednesday nights at 7:00 Eastern time back, and we'll see how it goes. And believe me, you would have thought we haven't done an episode for 6 months, the amount of shit that went on in these past 30 days.
Yes.
And we'll get to everything. Maybe not this week, but we got a lot of stuff coming at you. Believe me, you guys will have a good summer listening to us.
Yeah. And I think this will be very helpful. Yeah. We talked about this. For me, I've had a lot of stupid shit in the background. You would never know it.
That's right.
Never know it by listening to this podcast, but Tom knows it. I'm a little bit more of a bitch about these things, and I told him, and he knows all about it.
No.
And I can't tell you how much this podcast has helped me.
Yep.
Amazing. And I hope, buddy, that
Thank you.
feel the same way and you get the same, I don't know, the spirit in you of Shout It Out Loudcast that I do.
I feel it right now. It's good to be back with the headphones on and the microphone. And
that's the chicken parm, buddy.
Oh.
Well, we wanted to come back and have a little fun with this. The somber part, we're going to put that aside for now. And in order to continue, and we want to have a little fun, we got a little surprise for you.
We got a little surprise for you tonight. We're going to turn the microphone over to.
So we got a special guest that we've been trying to get on the show for a while. I'm not sure why, probably because we couldn't really find anybody else. But we've become very good friends with the great comedian and funny gal and podcast Creatures Fest groupie. Courtney Cronin Dold is here tonight. Courtney, my darling, welcome to our show for the very first time.
I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay.
I've never been called a groupie before. That's so flattering, actually.
You're a groupie. It's okay. You're our groupie. Can we call you our? Can we steal you and make you our own? Okay.
Totally.
We had a couple mimbos trying to pick her up, and a couple male groupies like
we'll get into that. Nothing like
Creatures.
Nothing like 2 a.m. in the drunk lobby of a hotel to try to pick up chicks. So
and the Sinesta is so romantic. It's just
we're gonna get into all that.
Yeah. I lost my virginity in a Sinesta. So
was it during Creatures Fest?
Could have been.
Middle school prom.
Oh wow. Well, Courtney, actually, hold on before we get into the Murph questions. So I grew up in the Medford area. Zeus grew up in the Arlington area, and you grew up in the what area?
Well, I was born in Melrose, so right somewhere in between you guys, right in Melrose. That's where I was born.
Nice, I love it. So we're all from the same. We're all from the same stinky neck of the woods.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. Perfect.
I met Courtney through our buddies over at Grown Up Rock when we did the categories.
That's right. And then I met Courtney on the cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And then it's just been downhill ever since. But we brought her here because we want to have some fun today. Yes. And what we usually do, Courtney, when we have a guest, we ask them Murph questions named after Tom's roommate and our buddy, Murph. Quite simple. These things are very easy, and they could always be right now or growing up or, forever. So that the first one's pretty simple. Your favorite Kiss member?
Oh, Paul.
Oh, that was quick. Okay.
let me get the question out.
Okay, wow. Paul. All right.
Okay. Favorite Kiss song?
Come On and Love Me, but the live version.
Yes.
The live version.
Ooh, okay. I'll give you that.
The Dress to Kill is a little too slow for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. They do speed it up.
I still like it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Favorite Kiss album?
That's hard. I don't know. I think the one I listen to beginning to end and I'm cool with is Rock and Roll Over, but
that's a popular answer.
Yeah, I should say Dress to Kill because my favorite song's on it, but I don't really have a favorite. We'll just say today it's Rock and Roll Over because I'm super into me right now. So
all right, cool.
Yeah.
How many Kiss concerts have you been to?
Okay. If you want to count the first time I saw them, which was actually they were filming a promo for that 70s show, and I happened to be working on the same lot.
Concerts. That wasn't a concert.
Does it count? Does Kiss Cruise count?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Adam. Yeah, I think we did that with the Talisman when they were on. I think we included those.
Okay, so if you include the Kiss Cruise, including each show, I always went to all 3. So that's 9 just for the Kiss Cruise. And then I think like 11 or 12 maybe after that, because I've seen them at a few venues here. I've seen them in Omaha. And shit.
So we'll say about 20 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's a good guess. Okay.
Cool. Now, favorite Kiss memory?
Ooh. That's really hard. because it's like what just happened kind of is maybe edging its way into. I mean, one time I fell on Gene. I fell on Gene one time. That was kind of funny.
Well, you kind of have to tell us briefly, if possible, how that happened. It was
during the photos on the first Kiss cruise.
Okay.
And or the second one I went on, which was 6. And we hit really, really rough seas, kind of like we did the first night on the cruise we were on together.
Oh, yuck.
And I mean, it was like really like shaking. And the night before at the show, Paul kind of took a stumble. And he comes back and goes, wow, this place is really rocking. And I happened to get it on film and it's like the best. Yep. And then the next day we did the pictures, or maybe it was earlier that day, I forget. And then Gene lost his footing and I lost mine and I fell right into him and like practically hit my head on his chest plate, you know, and he goes, and I said, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know what to say. And then he goes, well, nobody could never. Wait, what did he say? He said, nobody can say we didn't rock together.
Oh, God.
Like
Come on, Gene.
And I was like, oh my God, he talked to me. Like, that's all
that might have to be, I mean, that sounds like a pretty top tier Kiss memory.
It was. And I got a Gene twirl on this cruise. And that made me feel so good about myself.
Okay.
Now take off my cod piece.
Exactly. I was like, I got the twirl.
And pleasure me.
I got the twirl.
Well, that's good enough for Gene, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for those. And what we usually do is we always start our episodes with looking back at last week's episode. But since it's been like a month, fuck it.
Yeah.
So we're not doing all that feedback, but we do have one that we do want to read, Tom, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, this is a good one. This is on our Shout It Out Loudcasters Facebook page, our Facebook group. This is from Bob Sitzer. So he starts off. First of all, I don't know if there was a typo here, but it starts off like he's Borat, because it starts off with I drive truck. So I don't know if he left out a word or anything here. So he says I drive truck, so I listen to a lot of podcasts. I just found yours, and I'm listening to the first one last night, and I really like it. I listened to the End of the Road Mansfield episode. I've also seen them at Mansfield, Manchester, Saratoga, New York, Madison Square Garden, etc. A few things I want to mention. Does anyone really believe that Kiss does not have a hand in the parking lot shirts? This is great. He goes, same guys, same shirts. If Gene doesn't get the people that spend $50, he's going to get the cheap fuckers in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
So that's point one. Then he says also about Ace canceling some of his shows. A friend said he was having a hard time getting around at Creatures Fest. We'll get into that. Last few times I've seen him, he doesn't seem to be into playing as much. I thought maybe too much touring, but now I'm thinking he may have some health issues. Looked like he was getting a fat face too. Like there was something wrong, or it was from his meds. I hope I'm wrong. I wonder what will happen when Gene wants the band back. I have tickets to see them in September. I will be listening again. That's from Bob in the Albany, New York area. And Bob, you are literally the only comment we're reading this week. And because of that and making us laugh, you are our comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Now, Courtney, tell us your theory on Gene being involved in shitty, cheap parking lot T-shirts.
Well, first of all, I drive car, and when I do, I like to listen to podcasts too. But
do not try shrink me, Gypsy.
I don't think that that's true, because
no, I don't either.
He's involved in it here at the Forum and at Staples. All the people outside here in LA, it's crazy.
Yeah. Listen,
he wasn't involved in that.
Here's the deal: whatever they don't sell inside, we're selling in the parking lot. As far as Paul goes, fuck them. Don't tell them. Sell these shitty versions of our overpriced shit for $20 in the parking lot. I get 50%. Here you go.
Harry, take this duffel bag full of shitty cotton tees and sell them. I'll tell you right now, we've talked about this before. Courtney, have you ever bought a parking lot T-shirt?
No, never.
Oh,
I'm always afraid there's bed bugs in them or something.
no. What you should be afraid of is the first time you wash and dry it, you will never be able to wear it ever.
Exactly. Yeah. It's always the same. It is true. The ones you see in Mansfield, the ones you see in Manchester, New Hampshire. And it's like, how the fuck they end up here?
Dude, it's like the guy in Coming to America when he steals all the things. Hey, got some fly personal hygiene gear right here for you.
We just watched that last night.
See, there you go.
We just watched it last night, me and my sister. Oh my God. Well, I also, when I buy merch, I want the money to go to the band. Even with Kiss, and they have enough. I want
that in my pocket
to get the money. So
that's fair.
The whole point of buying merch, I
that's
mean,
fair. You're a good person.
Well,
better than us.
I know how much people make, like sometimes, So like you'll go to a band and they're doing a club tour and it's like, buy something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's true. Good point.
You got this CD rack behind me that I
know.
Buy all my CDs. I still do it.
And that's why every time Kiss releases some stupid colored vinyl, I'm buying it.
Yeah. Well, you guys have to have that stuff. I feel like there's like a thing where it's like, oh, I don't have that. I got to have that.
It's true.
I stick to
like
CDs.
That with the Monkeys.
With the monkeys. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. With the monkeys. I used to love that shit.
Yeah.
So funny. So good.
Good. That's going to be an ARC episode, a Monkeys album, Tom.
No, it won't be. Courtney can stand in for me. I do like the Monkeys' greatest hits. I did have that CD, but that was about the extent of my Monkeys love. So,
all right. So what we usually do next is we go and give a shout out to our Patreon family. Now, we always praise our Patreon family all the time, thanking them for all their support and everything. However, they've been especially generous during this difficult time, patient because we haven't been pumping out episodes as much, but we are back, my friends. And we got a lot of shit coming down your way. So please, if you're interested, check it out. We have the 4 different tiers. We have all the little perks that we give you. And join our Patreon family. It is incredible. And I also want to give a shout out to Stuart Holloway. Hope I'm saying that correctly, for becoming one of our newest Patreon members. Thank you, Stuart. Always appreciate our new subscribers. And I think you're going to like what you see coming down the pipe. So everybody that's interested, check it out. See if you like it. If you do, subscribe. You can find us on Patreon, the app, patreon.com, Patreon, and also on our website, which we love to promote. So, that's our Patreon.
Yeah, real quick, I'll just give a quick shout out and just thanks to all the Patreon people, like Zeus said, being patient. The whole month of June kind of came and went without any content, obviously. We appreciate your endless support. And again, Stuart Holloway, thank you for joining into the family. Again, check us out on the Patreon app, patreon.com. You can check out everything we offer, and we do offer a lot. And don't worry, ARC will be back. We haven't forgot about that either. And Patreon will be involved in that coming up soon too. I have the next pick. And so keep your eyes and ears open for that one dropping hopefully sooner than later. So Patreon guys, you're the best.
Yeah. So what we do next, Courtney, is we go over to Kiss World and find out what those fuckers have been up to the last month. Now, there's a ton of shit. We're not going to hit every minutia.
Australia?
There you go. All right, start with that one.
Perfect. What do you want to say?
Like in Dumb and Dumber? Put another shrimp on the Barbie?
Can you believe that?
That was a bad Cheech Marin movie.
Which one was?
Shrimp on the Barbie, I think.
How do you even know that was a movie?
Because he used to be on like Cinemax or shit like that. It was terrible. It was him and Emma Samms. Remember her?
No. Yeah. How do you know this?
Because I've seen that movie a bunch of times.
Oh God. So Courtney, tell everybody what happened with Australia and Austria. What was that?
Well, I guess at the end of the show, when they do Kiss Loves You wherever you are, Kiss Loves You Omaha, they had the flag and Kiss, and they put up the Australian flag instead of the Austrian flag.
God, and I'll tell you, it's tough being a Kiss fan because that was all over social media, and I'm like, oh man, that was rough.
And Tom, who's from Austria that would get very upset?
That's ridiculous. It's a different flag that we have. It's not the same flag as Australia. How do you not even know the difference? A Kiss Loves You, Vienna.
First of all, they didn't even play my favorite song, Come On, Love Me. Now they put the fucking flag of Australia. Go fuck yourself, and I'll kick your fucking ass next time I see you, Gene Simmons.
And we have Australian fans. Like,
I love Australia.
And they were flipping out on this thing. I mean, what a massive screw up.
Oh,
I feel bad because it was probably one of those situations where they're like, fuck, we forgot to put the flag in. Hey, you, can you put the flag in
Now,
for Austria?
I'm gonna have to plead ignorance here because I don't remember them. Do they do that often when they travel around the world?
They don't do it in the U.S. They don't do it when they tour in the U.S., but they'll probably make sense that they would do it when they go to others. Actually, it doesn't make sense. Why
it doesn't make sense.
Why you're going to ask for trouble? Like, why don't you say,
just keep it black and white?
But the people in
Vienna or wherever you are.
That's what I'm saying. The people in Austria, they know they're in Austria. They don't need to put the flag up.
They don't need to see it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Austrian pride is something that didn't really work out a little while ago. So we might want to just
that's a good point.
Push that one to the side. So Australia it is. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Another big deal was probably the biggest news while we were away is the Paul and the whole away from the mic and the lip sync accusation that went on. And apparently there was a track there and on Detroit Rock City, Eric jumped the gun and then the fireworks went off and Tom and Paul was like, what the fuck is that? And all of a sudden the music's going and he's like, oh, let me get back to the mic. Yeah.
You saw that, Courtney, I'm assuming. That was from one of their shows in Belgium, I believe it was.
I didn't see that. I saw the bathrobe situation.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Yeah,
The thing that happened in Belgium, like Zeus kind of spelled it out. But this is funny. This is an interesting headline. It says, Kiss critics are pointing to the band's recent show in Belgium as, quote unquote, more evidence that Paul Stanley has been offloading some of his live vocals to pre-recorded tracks.
Yeah, Helen Keller knows that Paul has been doing this. Like,
damn.
It's the
and
hypocrisy.
I love him and I don't care. I don't even care.
Honestly, for the record, and I don't care if our fans will, I don't care either. I literally don't care.
I don't.
Well, I wish they wouldn't. I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't have to, I should say. I wish they didn't have to.
Of course.
Now that they are, I don't give a fuck. Stop being a fucking, oh, I caught you.
Forever.
Yeah. That doesn't bother me.
No. And then, again, it's the hypocrisy. It's the guy that tells you that he's this, and then you catch him fucking banging a boy in the back of Arlington High School. That shit. It's the hypocrisy of it. It's not.
That sounds like a true story.
Yeah. I got caught and I changed my ways, but you know what I mean? It's that. It's the fucking guy that's anti this and he's banging strippers and gambling and on meth.
Whoa. What's the matter with any of that?
You need meth to gamble. You got to stay up.
That's how half the people we met at Creatures Fest were like.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time.
2 at a time.
That's right. But yeah, I just think it's that. And then what do? They always play the Gene clip. We play live. There's no backing tracks. No machines, no gimmickry. Those people are not true art. Like, dude, they just throw that in your face.
We'll show them how the big boys do it.
I fucking hate when he said
it's like the worst line.
Dude, they're almost done, so they gotta just.
No, they're not.
Well, wait. That's a great segue, Courtney, into another news item.
Okay.
Is that Gene Simmons just announced that they're about to add 100 more dates to the end of the road tour.
Shut up.
I swear to God, that story. Did you hear Courtney? She goes, where?
Yeah.
But you're right, Zeus, you said it best. How can we miss you when you won't go?
Is there some island off Micronesia they haven't played yet? Like, where else are they going to play? They just played everywhere.
He said that the tour is going so well that they're going to add about 100 more dates.
Let's be blunt, okay?
100?
The reason why they're doing this is because they need to keep performing till that 50th anniversary comes up and end in New York City. What were they going to do? End at 49 years? And then have 6 months and then do one concert at 50? So they want to drag it out, I think, till they end up at the 50th, and then they end in New York.
That makes sense.
When I saw that, 100 more shows.
Yeah, another chance to go listen to fucking what's the song that you hate? I Love It Loud, Tom.
War Machine. Just the whole set list. I don't want to hear anymore.
Need to listen to Say Yeah one more time.
Ugh.
I like Say Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Too.
I don't mind it.
The first 200 times I heard it.
It's kind of poppy.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
No. But yeah, I completely get it. You guys have been to way more shows than me, so I can see you getting sick of the same stuff.
I don't know. 20 is probably right where I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I broke 20. I'm close to 25, I think, maybe. No, I gave up. I lost track.
But I didn't get the twirl with Gene, so you got me there.
That's true. That's true.
One other thing to backtrack a little bit while we were away.
Yeah.
And go back to the lip sync. Our good buddy Ace Frehley made a couple comments the other day when he was playing live.
Oh.
And he made the comment that they played Detroit Rock City. Why he fucking plays Detroit Rock City, I will never fucking know. Those guitar solos weren't even him. They were Bob Ezrin. He didn't write the fucking songs. Yeah, but he didn't play. I mean, Bob Ezrin told him this is the guitar solo. You play it, but he played it for him. He didn't even write the song. Why are you playing it? I don't know why he plays it live. Well, regardless, he introduces the song as, this is a song written by Mr. Paul Stanley.
Yeah, he goes, by the way, we don't use tapes.
Oh, tapes.
He
So
said
whatever.
that?
That's what he...
Dude.
Yeah, not with those voices up there behind him. I mean, they all sing great.
Well, Ace, if you're singing, we could use some tracks. Hey.
Ace sings, and then I've noticed by the time they get to Cold Gin, he's like, fuck it, you guys sing. Like, we just sing.
It's 12 o'clock. I gotta rock.
Oh, we're going to get into Ace's performance, believe me.
Truck ahead. Holy fuck.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna die.
Anyway. Detroit Rock City, Ryan or Phil?
Fuck, I don't
know.
Shit. I feel
Phil
bad.
right now.
We've had both of those guys on our show.
I think it's Ryan.
I think it is too.
Phil, because Phil's not in the band right now.
Right, not right now, yeah.
Not
but that's the thing is, like, Phil's a killer singer, so Zach. So
they're all awesome. They're all awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
But I will say this: it's not a fucking good look when that's on YouTube and the band is all bent over laughing when Ace says that.
I know.
One person who will see that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna fucking be an issue when Kiss Cruise comes up. Bruce, you can have your band, but I don't want Zach here or something like that.
Yeah, because they all
Zach
play.
is seen really cracking up about it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, and I love Zach. But
absolutely,
Mr. Sensitivity.
Hey, the boss made a joke. If you don't laugh at the boss's joke,
that's also a good point. That's also a good point.
Ace has no idea what tapes, tracks, or any of that means. He just fucking, they feed the Muppet a couple lines. Hey, say this. What the fuck is a tape?
We're going to get into the Ace show at Creatures Fest. Believe me. We're going to get into that.
While we were gone, they released another Off the Soundboard, and they're promoting a new one coming out. So the soundboard that got released was
1996 Donington, great show off the Alive Worldwide reunion tour that came out. That was good. And then they just announced, because they release these once a quarter, so you get 4 a year. The next one is going to be released in September, and that is Des Moines 1977, which it's Alive too. Yeah, it's
fun.
But that's okay. I'm not going to complain about that because I think people's problem is that they went from 96 to 77 and gave nobody nothing, no 80s.
So
are some of those tracks actually on Alive 2 from that particular show, or is
I don't
it
think
just
so.
the same set list?
I think Alive 2. No, I think Alive 2 was comprised of LA and I'm not sure if Des Moines. I don't know if anything from Des Moines is on Alive 2.
I'm thinking you're saying the tracks, like
no.
I meant the
actual recording.
Yeah,
I don't think Des Moines is on Alive 2.
Well, they have Alive 2 framed at the Forum in the Forum Club.
That's right. Yes.
Now, here's the thing, and we've been talking about this for a while. They always seem to go past the Eric Carr stuff.
Yes.
Not so much Bruce, Eric Carr.
Yeah.
There's something going on there. And I think I don't know. Eric owned the makeup. They can't get permission. They can get permission. They don't want to ask for permission. I don't know. There's something there. Even with the unmasked Kiss t-shirt they had, where the drummer is basically Eric Carr, but his face is blacked out. Like you can't see him.
Yep.
They don't release anything, Eric Carr. They don't release the Animalized live uncensored stuff. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, these off the soundboards, they've been successful. They've stated they're gonna continue to release one a quarter. So the September one will be 77. Let's see what happens when they release the one for November, December, because they've done now. They will have done every era except the 80s. So if they don't give somebody Creatures of the Night or Lick It Up or
they'll go right to a Revenge watch.
Well, if they do, if they
fucking Kiss Alive 3,
if they skip the 80s again, then they're gonna have people are gonna start asking questions about is this intentional?
What was Eric Singer's first album?
Say it again.
What was Eric Singer's first album?
Revenge.
It was Revenge. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking they'll do it from the Revenge.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. Like, who would not want to love to hear an Eric Carr like?
Yeah,
everybody would, of course. Hot in the Shade tour, something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the family. I mean, obviously there's tension there. I don't know. I think regardless, because there's no imagery on this. There's just
none.
So Kiss owns those. Eric Carr can't say, his family can't say no. I think they just don't want to release anything without, they have to ask for in permission. Yeah, I know, but that's not Kiss still.
No, you're right. You're right. That's for the fans.
So,
that's very specifically.
I don't
for the
know.
Fans.
I don't know where that is.
Right.
Maybe we'll find out at some point. But that is interesting stuff. Again, no Eric Carr stuff.
Could also be real quick. This just popped in my head as we're talking. It could also be because Gene announced that there is, for the 40th anniversary of Creatures of the Night, there's going to be a Creatures of the Night box set, and that may include a Creatures tour.
A lot. Oh, so maybe there you go.
So maybe that will check off.
Buy that.
Maybe that will count as their Creatures era Eric Carr live recording, because the Destroyer box set had, I think it was 75 Paris. I think that was the one that was part of that box set.
How much are those soundboard recordings? Like $20?
The CDs, I buy the
$15.
On vinyl, they're triple vinyl. They're about $50. They're actually pretty good, reasonably priced for a Kiss item.
That's not bad, but for the box set, they're going to be like $200.
Oh yes, correct. Yep. So,
well, the box vault.
A couple other quick things. Kiss was on 60 Minutes in Australia. Ken Kelly passed away, the artist that did Destroyer
and Love Gun.
Love Gun and a bunch of other famous things.
And speaking of Love Gun, we're recording this on Wednesday, June 29th. By the time you hear this, the 45th anniversary of Love Gun will have passed. And as of this recording right now, the story is that Kiss Online is going to release, anniversary like they do with checking off all their boxes with the commemorative stuff, colored vinyl, picture disc, all that merch. So I'm sure everybody will be keeping an eye on that. I really am a little bit let down that there's no box set, but whatever. Maybe they'll surprise me by the time this episode drops. I don't know. We'll see. But that's my album. I'm a Love Gun guy, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul took some photos with Jimmy Page. Seems like he does that every 10 years. I mean, I like it because I love those two artists, Kiss and Zeppelin, and Paul loves himself Jimmy Page. And
I waited on Jimmy Page one time when I was 21.
Oh, you're too old for him.
And I worked in this. I was too old for him. I was older than his wife or girlfriend at the time who had a baby with him. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm older than her.
Where was this?
I used to work at Barney's Beanery in West Hollywood before it was a chain, when there was just one, and everybody used to eat there, like all those old, I don't want to say old, but like, the rock stars of the 70s, like Ray Manzarek used to come in there, and but Jimmy Page, he needed a private area. Like we had to like block off the area, and then they had me take care of him. And he ate pretty well for a skinny guitar guy, and he was drinking Bohemian beers.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what they're called. He had like a couple of 2 or 3 of those, and very young girl with him, really beautiful brown hair, and she had a baby.
And how long ago was this?
It is. Oh, over 25 years ago.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
pretty sure they broke up by now, but
Maybe.
Yeah, he's on to another.
Who knows? I don't know who his
18-year-old.
significant other is, but whatever. She was young, real young. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, good for Jimmy.
A
Yeah, he
couple
was
other
really nice. He was nice.
Okay. Good.
a couple other quick things, quick hits. Tommy mentioned he wasn't going to be in the band after Kiss. Okay. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I know. Like that's like a random. Like who asked?
Ace played a private party with like an 80s theme. Our buddy Joey Casada was going to be in that, but he got COVID. Rumor had it somebody else in this group had it there, but you didn't.
I didn't. I had a throat infection or some weird.
You had monkeypox.
Well, honestly, I think it was shellfish poisoning from the shrimp that I had on my salad because it was like in my throat. But I was sick too. But I took 5 tests and I was negative. So I didn't have it.
Wow.
I was just sick.
Yeah. On that happy note, Ace was playing that private party in the 80s. And I guess people were giving him shit about it. And then Ace actually went on Facebook. Well, it wasn't Ace because he can't type.
Right.
And somebody like was arguing with people. Hey, it was a fucking gig. Settle down.
It looked fun.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't like PJ wearing like some blonde wig and
Exactly.
it just looked ridiculous and fun.
Yeah. And then Ace went and canceled a bunch of dates. Now everybody's wondering why.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a song called Rock Me Amadeus.
Oh, no.
Like,
I'm not feeling good. And plus, I'm running out of socks when I'm watching my movies.
Oh my God, his socks.
oh my God. Gene is up to his Bitcoin crypto shit. And it's apparently some crater in Mars was named after him. And he kept talking about it for a while.
What?
Some fan bought a crater on Mars and named it after me.
That is
I
the
don't
most
fucking
Gene
know.
Simmons story I've ever heard.
Exactly. He loves to tell people these fascinating stories about himself.
Is that like what?
Yeah.
Is that like what? Is that like with like those shitty gifts? That, forgive me if anybody out there has either done this for their
They
significant
buy
other.
the stars.
Where you can buy a star for somebody and be like, "Oh, I named that star after you." Gee, thanks. You could've
Yeah,
named
you
that
can
fucking
do it.
butthole
But
after
I
me.
think Mars is a stripper and she named her vagina after Gene. That's what she meant by crater.
Fucking gross.
That's why we have Courtney on.
Pew.
And I have lots of respect for strippers, by the way. That's a hard job.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
she said.
It is.
Gene.
I'm making fun of Gene, not the strippers.
All right.
Okay.
Gene
Is that
created
clear?
his website, shopgenesimmons.com. Because if I didn't take all you Kistards' money before, I'm taking it now.
I've been on that website and the shit is like kind of ridiculously priced as expected.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Buy my diabetes flavored soda.
How about a pair of Moneybag slip-on slide shoes? Who wouldn't want to wear those?
Oh, my favorite warm up orthopedic white sneakers that I wear.
He would like the New Balance Air Dad sneakers.
My alligator orthopedic fucking soundstage sneakers that I wear.
No, these are those Gene Simmons compression socks for all your travel needs.
With my Fila warm-up suit.
Oh my God. Gene hints that this is the end of stage Kiss, not regular Kiss. Remember that?
What's regular Kiss?
Yeah, what's regular?
Like meaning like
Meet
we're
and
not
greet,
gonna
Chris?
we're
Meet
not
and greet,
touring, but Kiss will be, buy our fucking new Scooby-Doo Kiss, shit like that.
We'll be
probably.
showing up at your front door like Publishers Clearinghouse. Like,
Do you have a moment to
Basically.
talk about Kiss?
And would you like to buy these Kiss encyclopedias while you're at it?
would you like to hear about the Lord? And by the Lord, I mean me, Gene Simmons of Kiss.
And who's that hot mama in the background? That's my grandmother. What is she doing tonight? I've got some backstage passes for that
Oh,
fat
God.
ass.
But have you noticed though? Gene can't stop talking about like he's like, yeah, we're doing so well, 100 new shows, and we're doing like he keeps talking about like he can't get out of his own way.
Guilty dogs bark.
That's right.
Ooh,
We'll
good
see
one,
where there's
Courtney.
100 shows. That just seems so extreme. Like
Yeah.
10 shows,
Dude.
you know, like I get it, but aren't they going to be exhausted
Speaking
after
of that,
Yes.
he also commented today in some fucking interview overseas that is like, Ace can't perform. Certainly Peter can't perform anymore. They can't do a show. And he goes on to say, we met with Ace and we said, come on, do this. And he said, I want
can't.
this. I want that. And
Dude, I guarantee you that is a direct response to the Creatures Fest. Everybody loving Creatures Fest. It's Gene probably being like, they can't perform with us. I mean, we'll get into that
Yeah.
obviously, but
yeah, he
Maybe.
said,
That's petty, but
of
yeah.
course it's petty,
he
but
said
Yeah.
that he was extremely depressed or saddened or something like that when he saw Peter's physical condition from that video. A couple of
You look
people
great.
showed me videos because, you know, he probably has no idea Peter's coming off knee surgery, can't walk.
and Peter
Yeah.
looks like my 75-year-old like Italian grandfather. Like a poor guy looks. I mean, I thought he looked great for his,
I
you know,
thought he looked
whatever.
great.
I
Yeah,
love
I'm kind of
Peter.
close
I love
up. I thought he
Peter.
looked great.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely his natural hair color, Dracula black. I think. No, he looked good.
Dracula Black. He did.
His fucking belt was over his nipples, though.
Well, like I said, 75-year-old Italian grandfather.
Paul was ranting about cancel culture. Paul, of all
Oh,
people.
of all people.
Paul was on with Tom Morello, and we'll get into that some point.
Yes,
And
on Tom
then,
Morello's podcast. Yep.
And then
Oh,
Ace is very shy, not liking the limelight girlfriend.
Oof.
That'll
Zeus
be-
loves her.
Even though she's a fellow Grecian. Fucking get the camera off you. Ace Frehley's going live. I don't see Ace Frehley. I see you with the camera on your face for 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, and here's the rest of Ace playing. Fucking annoys the shit out of me.
what
Anyway,
did she say?
It's
She
just
just
like
goes,
them
"Oh my God,
walking
I'm
towards.
here."
It's like them walking from backstage, but the camera's on her, like walking and giggling and smiling and whatever.
I saw her at the Ace meet and greet. She's hot. I don't mind if she had the camera on her.
I was there when they met. I was in Persephone. And I
Oh.
remember admiring her glasses. She does like, you know, the paintings on the mugs. and the
Okay.
glasses.
And do you wear glasses?
No, like, you know, to drink out of.
Oh,
And
So you were there when they met?
yeah,
Hey,
we were there.
hey, good looking.
There's a film of
what's
him going up to
cooking?
the table and talking to her.
Wow.
With
Uh-huh.
his fucking Ralph Furley line pickup lines.
So tell us, how old is she?
She's like 20.
No,
she's gotta be like 30.
45?
How old?
40?
She's
She
got to
looks-
be, yeah.
She's
got to
young.
be in her 40s though.
She's young.
She younger than
She's got
40?
she's got like a teenager.
Yeah, she's got to be at least 40.
Hey, are you my daughter?
If you can see Courtney's face whenever we do our Ace impressions, Courtney's
She's
like, oh, shit.
I am never getting invited.
I'm
on
never
any
coming on
Kiss
this.
events.
And the best part is we haven't even gotten into Creatures Fest yet.
I know.
Well,
I know.
anyways, what I wanted to say is she took a photo of Ace, another one of Ace on a couch when he looks like fucking
Oh my God,
Weekend at
dude.
Bernie's. Where he's a
No.
Oh my God,
dead
dude!
body.
I'm telling you right now.
And he's like
Why?
around her and two other girls on the couch. He's like, oh, always the rock star, always the ladies' man. Like, dude,
You remember
Ace
that?
has many things. He is not what you would call a ladies' man.
Do you remember that Seinfeld episode where Elaine dates the old man who has a stroke and he's on the couch and they're trying to feed him cookies and he's like that, that's what Ace. He's just like,
Hey,
Oh,
I
poor
know.
Ace. But what's she doing? Like, that's weird. If I took a picture of my husband passed out on the couch,
He just looks past
he just
out.
he wasn't legitimately passed out. He just
Oh,
looked he
oh,
was like
like
just
he was
slumped
like-
over like all
He
Ace.
just looks like all
Aw.
fucking disheveled. And it's
like
her.
no idea that she's doing it, kind of
Pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
her and two other girls on the couch with Ace. And like, Ace is a ladies' man. Like, dude, he
Was the
is
second
not
half on OnlyFans? Like, what happened after that?
yeah,
Yeah,
what you
right.
would call a handsome guitarist. He's just
Oof.
not.
Muppet Man.
He does look a lot better because I went to this. I kind of crashed this like private party they were having for Ace when Space. Is it Space Invader? No, what was
Space-
the
Yeah,
one?
one of them is Space
Space
Invader.
Invader.
not this album that he did with the guys, the one before it.
Okay.
Spaceman or
With the-
Space
With
Invader.
the cover of Do Ya. Which one is that? Which album is that? Well, whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
I went there, and a friend of mine was working for Loudwire, so he just let me in.
Yeah.
And then I walked up the stairs, and this is a little name droppy, but I ran into Eric Singer, and so I just started chatting with him. So the bodyguards and stuff, like everyone at the door, thought I was a friend of Eric, so they just let me in. And I was
Nice.
like, oh, that worked. So
Nice.
I just went in, and then I go up to the bar, and I'm just talking to people, and I'm like, they're like, can we get you a drink? And I was like, oh, sure. That's okay. I'll just get myself a drink. Like I didn't, and he goes, it's an open bar. And I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I'm supposed to be here. Like totally gave myself away. But when Ace came out at the end, I got a thing signed. They gave me like an extra one. And I said, you look great, Ace. And he went, thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Exactly. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you look great. Thank you, brother.
By the way, Courtney, we have you on here so that you can name drop.
Well, it actually happened.
Yeah, no, I believe you. Of course. Absolutely.
And then the weird part was later I came downstairs and Eric was sitting with other people I knew. So I just went down and was talking to them like on my way out. And the Rose lady went around, and this guy at the table was wasted, and he was with this like crazy, super hot chick. And like her boobs were out to here, and I'm pointing like under my chin. Like she could practically rest her chin on her cleavage.
All right.
And the guy's like, yeah, let's buy some flowers. And he's like buying all these flowers, and there's roses all over the table. And he's going to Eric, give one to your friend. And I'm like, I don't need a rose. That's okay. I'm going to go. Like, it's so embarrassing. And then he goes, no, here, it's a friendship rose. And I'm like, I don't think you're giving me a rose, Eric. Like, it's fine.
Right.
But so he gave me one. And then, of course, I'm like, I just got it in my head. I'm like, I don't care if it's a friendship rose. Eric Singer just gave me a rose. So I was like walking down the street with my rose, and everyone's looking at me because my friend does a joke about this. If you walk out with the rose, you look like a douche. You look like such a jerk if you're the rose. If you're the guy who buys it, you're a sap. And if you're the girl who got it, you're a fucking high maintenance bitch. Like, why do you have the rose?
That's why they have guys walk around selling roses so they can ruin relationships.
That's what they do on Sunset Boulevard. So I had to walk like a mile back to my car with the rose and look like a jerk.
Nice.
But it was kind of funny.
Nice.
Didn't we sing a song about a rose on that awful album, The Elder? Under the rose.
My eyes are watering. I'm laughing so hard that I'm fogging up my glasses. Okay.
Well, good, because we're about to get into Creatures Fest where we can really tell stories.
Yes. All right, Tom and Courtney, give me a second while I'm going to go hang out with Ace and go pick up some chicks with my good looks.
I'm back from making out with my Paul Stanley blow-up doll. It's actually Paul's body with Ace's face.
Hey, honey, baby,
Ace
thanks.
Stanley.
It's one of those like Cupid dolls. It makes a comment. Kiss me. I'm beautiful.
That's all it says is ack.
Oh
That's
my God.
it.
I'm picturing that, a Paul Stanley blow up doll with Ace's face.
Does it have Paul's chest hair popping
It
out?
does. It has chest hair. It's got all the hair.
Is it wearing socks like Ace does?
It's wearing compression socks like Gene does.
It's
orthopedic shoes.
It's a combination of all the band members at once.
He must wear orthopedic boots at this time. I mean, I believe that the boots, because they're level, like instead of the heels like they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're like orthopedic with like memory foam, like
absolutely.
Skechers.
Of course. Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
My
Imagine what his legs
corns.
smell like after the show.
Like my old hockey equipment. Woo. All right. Well, we brought Courtney on here to talk about Creatures Fest with us. And we're going to do the first couple of days. We got there on Thursday. We'll go through Friday, Crazy Friday, late night.
Yes.
Tom, I'm just like going back through photos, trying to remember it all. I'll do my best.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I'm do my best, but you have a better memory than me. So you want to start us off?
Sure. So we always start off with like the trip down there, which we'll cover that quickly because I'm sorry if anybody listening to this is affiliated, has friends or family affiliated with Spirit Airlines.
You guys flew Spirit?
On the way down. See, that's all you need to know. Fucking put it this way. If there's an airline out there who said, you know what? We're going to remove all of our seats and put park benches on there so people can sit on them for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, everybody knows.
Ass was fucking killing me. It was like cement cinder block sitting on.
Brutal.
And it's the people around you too. It's just like people who don't travel.
No.
So they don't know how to act.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Really?
So the lady came in, sat there. I remember this now, Tom. The lady that sat, she's like, well, I don't know why, but Tom let her sit in the middle of us. She didn't want to move or something.
Because I didn't want to be in the middle. I have to be in the window
what
of the aisle.
Fuck, dude. Why are you making the? I got the window seat and you got the
aisle seat. Yeah.
I'm like,
that poor woman.
Put her right in between us. But apparently she was a stewardess. Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, flight attendant. Sorry.
Flight attendant.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So Spirit sucked. Then we had a layover in Fort Lauderdale, which, by the way, if you know anything about the U.S. map, Fort Lauderdale is past Nashville.
It is.
Thanks, Spirit.
I saw that flight. There was one on Delta too that got in at like midnight. That I would have been in Fort Lauderdale for 12 hours, so I could save $100.
We're going to continue to offend everybody.
Yeah.
I thought we landed in Honduras.
Oh no, that was
we
on
were
the Kiss
back.
Cruise.
I thought we were back in Honduras from the Kiss Cruise. Dude, people were pulling out.
Courtney's sitting there going, I cannot believe I'm on this show right now.
4-course meals in the middle of the place, setting up like picnics. I think their kids were playing soccer in the middle of the place.
In the airport?
It was just like, hey, it's family time here. Like, people are pulling out like all sorts of like steaks and corn and all sorts of fucking cutlery and shit like that. All sorts of craziness.
There was a couple sitting across from us who were waiting for our flight. They pulled out a box. It was like a lunch box, and they were like splitting food. It was just
cantaloupe. It was disgusting.
That's so weird. Well, everything in Fort Lauderdale closes at like 6, so everyone's probably panicked that there's going to be no food.
It was disgusting.
but we went to that sports bar type restaurant thing with with a waiter hated us.
What a dick he was. What was the reason he got all pissy with me?
We were asking something about like an appetizer or something, and he was like, well, it's not on the menu. I'm like,
we were getting wings, and we're like, yeah. Well, what kind of wings are like options? He goes, wings or something like that.
If they were organic.
Yeah, but like buffalo teriyaki, sweet and sour, like something like that. Like, what kind of wings? Oh, okay, fucking tough guy.
Okay, airport restaurant waiter.
Well, anyway, that was our fun start, Courtney. We didn't get thrown off the plane yet.
So our layover in Fort Lauderdale was 3 hours. It turned into 4.
Yeah. I had a layover in Austin.
We ended up getting to Nashville Thursday evening early enough to enjoy the night.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Which flight was it that was like fucking had issues?
That was the flight back. We'll save that for Creatures Fest Part 2.
Yeah. All right.
So, Courtney, when did you get into Nashville? We got in Thursday evening, like normal time Thursday. When did you?
Same. I got in like late afternoon, and my friend Craig Gass, who's the other comedian, picked me up because we had to share a hotel room the whole time, which was so awesome. When it was time for me to get ready. No, God,
I'm teasing.
Yeah, no, we're like brother and sister.
I know, I'm teasing.
We've done this we're good at this. We know how to deal with each other because we're both a pain in the ass.
No way, not you.
Yes. Well,
really?
I got to get ready. I got to do my hairs and my makeups and all that stuff, and we both just throw our shit everywhere. We just get along well. So, we went back there, and I was like, let's go. I want to go. I was like hurrying him out the door. And so I'm like, let's just go eat at the Sonesta with everybody else. Cause we were going to go have dinner with our friends, but then their flight was late and they got in late. So I'm like, let's just go. So we ended up over there with you guys.
Yeah, because I think
hang out with the riffraff.
We did. Well, we had dinner. First, we had dinner with Mike, who from Ace's camp. I don't know his last name. Is it Duno or
Mike the drummer?
No, Mike.
Matt Starr. Are you talking about the drummer?
No, not Matt.
Mike. Oh, you said Mike. Ace. I'm sorry.
He's like one of the. He's on the crew. He's
okay.
And with Chips Enough, and with Craig. And it was really fun. I really like talking to Chip. He's just so fascinating. Like, he's done so much in this business. His stories are freaking amazing. Wow. You guys ever had him on?
And we have not had him on.
Holy
Oh, I'll
shit.
just find him in the lobby because I think he's still walking back and forth.
He was there a lot.
All week long.
They
It's like,
like
hey,
to
there's
hang.
chips. Hey, there's chips enough. Hey, there's chips enough.
Hey, in case you haven't seen, he's the guy walking by. Hey, look at me. I'm in a band.
But you can't miss him because he's like 6'6" and in boots and the hat.
The hat.
I mean, you can't miss him.
Yep.
He's pretty tall. But yeah, they like to hang, those guys. They
But you're
like
right.
to hang.
Thursday night. That's right. Zeus and I, when we came into the hotel bar restaurant, that's when we bumped into you, and we kind of just that was night number one.
Well,
Mhm.
before that, though, we landed.
Oh,
I
go
will
ahead.
say this. The
Yeah.
hotel is gorgeous. It was very nice.
It was
I-
nice.
Very
liked it.
easy. We
Yep.
got a nice little fucking pickup from the shuttle, took us right to the hotel. Nice,
Dude,
and
that
easy.
I'm sorry. That guy driving our shuttle was that guy was playing. That guy, you would have thought that guy was playing GTA Airport because he was
Uh-oh.
taking those curves going about 90. Your suitcase flew off the thing as he was getting on the on ramp.
It is kind of a zigzag getting out of there.
Holy shit!
But and it was convenient. Let's say that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we get there. The check-in is nice. The hotel room was beautiful. It was
nice.
really nice.
Yeah.
We got the 12th floor. We were on the 12th floor. We got our stuff in. We put our shit in. We could start seeing people are hanging out. You got a bunch of fucking Kiss auction guys in the front, parked themselves right outside and hanging out. Everyone's kind of
Smokers.
doing their things. Yeah.
Smokers.
And what we ended up doing the first night is we're going to go meet Sonny and his brother, Danny. And so
Oh,
we went to downtown in Nashville.
Nashville.
So I've never
Incredible.
been.
Me
I didn't
neither.
know what the
Yeah.
fuck I walked into.
Incredible.
That place, the things I will say about it, I will tell you this. The worst bar on that street would be the best bar in Boston.
Probably.
did you go to Broadway?
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
And the meanest person in Nashville would be the nicest person in Boston.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck yeah.
everybody is incredible. Zeus and I, this is how you and Courtney, you know, this is how you know that we're like Boston people. We're walking up and down, and I looked at Zeus and go, can you imagine if this was Boston right now? How many fights there would be?
Oh,
How many
tons of fights.
how many cops would be taking people away in cuffs? There
Oh,
was none of
beating
that.
People off so dude, like it just seemed like every girl was this beautiful girl with the cowboy hat. And we saw 15,000 bachelorette parties.
Yeah, it's all bachelorette parties, and they're on your flight
Yep.
there
Oh,
with their
Yep.
Chardonnay at 8 a.m. and their jean shorts, cheering like it's a fucking roller coaster when the plane takes off.
beautiful
It's
little
crazy.
blondes.
Hold on. Is there
Oh.
a problem with Chardonnay and jean shorts?
Not at all, but at 8
Okay.
a.m., I'm just like, please be quiet. We're
As
just
long as
4 hours of this. Like, I get it.
I hear
I
ya.
was 35 once too. It's very exciting. Congratulations on your third marriage. Just take it down.
this is the South. They're not 35. They were like 25.
No,
So-
these women were like older that were on my flight, and there were like 20 of them. This was last time. I
Oh
went to
no,
Nashville.
I'm
Yikes.
talking about like what we ran into.
I know you had the little cutie pies who ride around in those trucks with the hot tub in the back.
Like
Also
Display.
not a problem.
yeah.
No.
Are you guys from Shout It Out Loudcast? Woohoo!
That didn't
That
happen, by the way.
happened?
No, that did not happen.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Then
Not
they,
for you, more like, are you guys from Shout It Out Loudcast?
then they saw us hanging out with Sonny and his brother, and they're like, "Oh fuck these guys!" So we met.
that Zeus guy.
Yeah, that's it. We met up with those guys at that Kid Rock place.
Yes.
I've never been to a
Oh.
bar with 3 levels and big loud bands on each level.
On every level.
That cool?
But there's nobody. But the sound doesn't penetrate.
Right.
So it doesn't bleed into anything else. It's insane.
Yeah. It's
I
the
love
street that street is, and the weather was perfect the night we were there. So
Oh,
everybody was out.
gorgeous.
It was awesome.
Oh,
It
you'd
was
sit on the
beautiful.
open balconies. You'd see the other bars on the strip. Everything's wide open. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's good looking. Everybody's just having a good time. None of this Boston bullshit we deal with. Everybody hating each other and just
Well, nobody talks to each other in LA in bars at all. Like,
Really?
there's no mingling. At least in Boston, people actually talk to each other. Like, hey,
That's
how you
kinda-
doing?
that's
And then
true.
people say, good, how you doing?
no.
That's
it's this.
true.
It's this. Hey, you know what time it is? Ew, don't touch me. Get the fuck away from me, fucking asshole.
Would you say to me, You trying to pick up my girl? Would you? I just want to know what time it was. I'm sorry.
And that is the fattest, ugliest woman in there. It's like, fuck you, don't touch me. And you're like, motherfucker, I wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's a very good-looking street.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
place
It
is
is.
insane. So
Yeah.
the other thing that I will make a point to say is what was fascinating about is they were selling weed like sausage vendors on
yeah.
Lansdowne Street in Fenway,
They were.
like in little sausage carts. Like,
Yeah.
you want this, you want this. I'm like, it wasn't just one. It was like all over the place.
Yep.
Like,
Really?
holy shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it was like
Yeah.
Vegas times 20.
Yeah.
Insane. Because you could just walk this and just run into beautiful people. Every bar's got a live band. Everybody's having a great time. I wish we had a chance to explore it more, but
Yeah.
the way Neil and Creatures Fest set it up. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Creatures Fest.
Yeah.
The way they set it up, everything was on site and you didn't
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Which I will
Yeah.
give them kudos for. There
Yep.
was
Yeah, we
no
didn't
real
have to leave.
downtime.
Yep.
So we could have fun there. So that was our first night. And then we got back to the hotel. And then we ran into you guys all
night. And that
all
was
night.
yeah,
We
and that
just
was
hung
the
out with you guys.
and that was the first of many nights where we closed out the hotel bar.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like mostly, it was mostly the other podcasters. And I feel like from our group, yeah, and Lisa Martini was there, thank God. So I had another female friend.
Yep.
And,
she was awesome. She was very cool. Yep.
She's great. And she's
Yep.
so good at her job. Like she's really good on that show. And
Mhm.
Our buddy Jeff
And-
Trott was there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Joey hang out with us. Sonny was there. Danny.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're right. That was the first night. Every night, and I
I
mean,
have video of you guys from that.
we'll get into it, but every night, those poor people, they're flicking the light switches to get people out of there. Finally, the
Oh.
managers come up and be like, "You have to get out of here." You like pushing people out of the bars every.
But they were
freaking
cool
night.
about it.
Oh, they were great. No,
They
were
let
great.
us stay like 1, 2 o'clock.
They were
And-
great.
They did. They were
Yeah.
pretty cool. But then we'd end up in the front,
in the lobby.
in the lobby anyway. But it's like nobody sees each other all the time. It's only a couple times a year. I mean, you guys are old friends, so you see each other at home, but like,
No.
but like Sunny, I've only seen live and in person maybe 5 times. you
Yeah.
know,
5
and I
times too many.
well, and then I was on Monsters with him, and then we were on Kiss Cruise together a couple times. But I love hanging out with Joe and like you guys. And so that's the only time I'm going to get to see you, and my other friends, like, from some of the bands, like, I don't know if I'm going to cross paths with them again. Like I just found out we're not doing our show at Monsters on the Mountain. We just found out.
Oh no!
So like I didn't go to a couple of things because I thought I'd see some of my friends in August, and now I'm not going to see them for like a year, and I'm super
Oh.
sad,
Oh,
super
that
bummed.
sucks.
I know.
Yeah, that stinks.
I'm super sad about it, but yeah, it's nice. So we all want to stay up and talk. I mean, and it wasn't just about Kiss stuff and whatever. We're just all joking around and referencing other shows and other podcasts that you guys have done and back and forth, and just how much fun it is to be around just a group of people who care about the same shit you do, but in person.
Yeah, no, it's a great point because you're right. We met Sonny, Danny, Steve, Tony, all those guys once on the Kiss Cruise last year,
And you.
Yeah.
Same
and
time.
you.
So
And
we met
so-
you the same time as many times we met Sonny.
Right.
Yeah.
And this weekend, and we'll get into it as we kind of break things down, especially into part 2. But like this weekend, this was a completely different experience for me, at least, than the cruise. And you're right. There was people just literally, like you said, all these people that you see on Zoom or on texting and stuff. Now you're hanging out together and you don't know when that's going to happen again. So everybody was up all night every night because nobody wanted to go to bed.
No, they didn't want to go to bed. It was like
Right.
a class reunion.
Exactly.
Kind of
Yep.
what it felt
Everybody
like.
was cool. There's no bullshit
There was
podcast.
no
Nope.
dick.
Nope.
There was no asshole.
Nope. It was fantastic.
Yep.
So that ends our night, but you didn't get to have this part. Me and Tom would go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separate beds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then every night we would do this game, and it wasn't on purpose.
It wasn't on purpose.
We would try to go to bed, but we would get the fucking little, I don't know, middle school giggles.
Oh, that's
And
me and Craig.
we couldn't go to bed.
We couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
There was one. I don't remember if it was this Thursday or another night. Oh, look at the little cat. There he is.
A little kitten walking around.
Oh, Rainey, sorry, there's no kitten here, pal. Oh my
Oh.
God, my dog thinks there's a cat here.
There are
Sorry,
5 little
man.
kittens here. They're about, I don't know, 3 weeks old, if anybody wants one.
Oh, that's so cute.
Anyway,
you try to go to sleep and be like, all right, fun night. We'll see you in the morning or something. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just be like, all right, brother, good night. Like somebody would be like,
it was the same thing.
Great talking to you. Have a great evening, brother. And then the next thing you know, it's fucking 4 a.m.
So we would do this every fucking night. So what would end was like me and Tom would, because we Zoom, we text a million times, but we don't have that, like, let's break down shit stuff like we do on the show. To break down, like, what did we just witness? We just hung out with Sonny and Danny. We haven't seen them in a long, since the cruise. We just, saw Courtney. We just did this. What do you think of that? So we get to fucking be up like schoolgirls.
And Joey.
Sorry.
Well,
Sada. Oh, yeah,
he's
that
all right.
handsome bastard.
He's all right.
So
he's all right.
We're just shooting the shit. What about this? And then we start like show ideas popping ahead. So then we start doing impressions of people. And we go back and forth. And it always ends with an Ace thing. Like, Ace is the one thing that we keep going back to. Like, we're okay, we're done. It's dying down. It's 2:00, dying down. And then it's like the last salutation. One of us will always say it in an Ace voice. All right, don't let the bed bugs bite. And then you're like, fucking, here we go. And then,
that's hysterical.
Hold on.
We do the same thing. We love gossip. And we don't see each other all the time because we don't live in the same city. So when we're together,
but that's the thing, Courtney. If you're spending your entire night with like 30 people, and it's not that you're talking about them. It's
we weren't actually. We were
you're just recapping your evening. Like, holy shit, blah 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 blah.
I heard this. Oh, so-and-so's not. And then we heard Carrie's not going to be here tomorrow too. Oh, I heard so-and-so's not going to be here tomorrow. I heard this is happening. I heard Ace is going to fucking fly in Gene and they're going to do that. It was just all this shit. And then we would get the real lowdown on what's going on because our buddy, the middle school teenager, Joey Casada, would be like, okay, kids, come on in. Let me tell you.
Every story it would always start with, hey, you didn't hear this from me, but and by the end of the week, it was like the Joey Casada segment. Like, hey, you're not going to believe this. Oh
my God, look at that kitten.
A kitty cat break on the show.
Yeah.
Oops. I got to be careful. My dog loves
sorry.
No. I got to be careful. If I say it, then he's going to come flying over here.
So that was Thursday night, and we had our ritual. And then the next morning we wake up, and a new ritual is born in the morning with us.
Oh, no.
Now, I don't know if you and Craig are like this, but what would end up happening, one of us would wake up where the other one doesn't know. We wouldn't say a word to each other.
Yeah.
But all you would hear is, "Brrr."
No, we don't do that.
Look at Courtney's face.
And then
we don't do that, but he snores and I have night terrors. So there is a lot of snoring and yelling.
Night terrors.
Yeah, it sounds like he's trying to murder me.
My God.
No, we don't have that. We just have non-verbal communication. It just go, "Brrr." And then the other person would either be too tired to respond.
This is what happened. If one of us laughed, then we would be up for the rest. That would be time. That would be wake up time.
Up time.
So it would be. You would have to remain quiet and pretend to go back to sleep because if not, that would be the morning right there.
No, I had to tiptoe around in pure freaking darkness because Craig sleeps in because he talks to his girlfriend until 3 a.m. And I talk to her too. We all talk on the phone. But like, I just got to go to bed. And then I'm tiptoeing around in pure black. I mean, I tripped over my suitcase. I bumped into the wall. I must have had 100 bruises on me by the end of the weekend. I'm just like tiptoeing around in the pitch black, trying to get ready and look all presentable for downstairs.
You want to drop in morning bombs in the morning, waking them up?
I was not.
Okay. Just making sure. So that was our morning ritual every fucking morning. Lovely, isn't it?
People who know us aren't surprised. Some people who know us aren't surprised by that.
Well, it's more funny sounding than an alarm clock.
It's true. It's a good point.
And it just makes you laugh immediately.
Because you wouldn't turn around and be like, "Hey, you up? Hey, what time do you want to get to eat?" You know what? You just go, "Brrr," and then the other person would reply back, "Oh yeah,
I'm ready. Let's go eat."
Right back.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fucking fantastic.
So then it's breakfast. Then it's time. Then it's like that's the Friday morning, Friday early afternoon. That's when people started showing up because that's when kind of like everything got started. So the big thing on the schedule there is
hang on, pause for editing. Are you guys picking up that sound?
No.
The crunching sound in the background? I know
No.
what it is. Are you almost done? Sorry, my husband just walked in from the grocery store and he's
I was
putting
like,
away
what's he eating? And you're yelling at him?
frozen bags of stuff behind me.
No,
No, we're not hearing anything.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I'll go back.
Go
I'll
on.
start over.
Go on while I'm just going to read this book.
Your John Karabi novel. God almighty.
Who's that? Steven Tyler's aunt? Who's that?
Oh, it's John Karabi. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so then Friday, that's when most of the people started showing up because Friday, because Friday was like the first like big event, the big pool party thing. Announced that Ace was going to be there, so that was the beginning of Zeus and I, at least, meeting and running into some people from the show. The first was the great Twisted Kister, who we actually put a face to the Twitter handle. He's one of our longest fans, biggest fans on Twitter. Hung out with him for most of the weekend. Awesome guy, love that. So then we get to the pool party.
Wait.
Yeah.
We also finally met, because he wasn't on the cruise, Stephen Michael and his lovely wife, Jen.
That's right.
they're cool.
That's right. That's right. Because they were not on the cruise when we went. That's right.
Yeah, they were on Monsters of Rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he says to me, Zeus, I got a surprise for you. I'm going to show it to you. His wife was in some Boston event, I believe, or she went to school here. And she had like an autographed Cam Neely puck.
That's
And
awesome.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
cool.
a big fan of hockey, but my wife says this is an important player from the Boston Bruins.
Oh my God, my father
Really
would
nice
love
of
that.
And Jen is awesome. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
great to meet
He
them in
is.
person.
He's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. How
Yep.
she deals with him, I don't know, but God bless her.
Yeah. So then everybody was ready for the pool party. Courtney, tell us behind the scenes stories. What do you got? What do you got from the pool party? We know you were there.
I was there. I was trying to get we were in a different hotel. We didn't check into the Royal Sinesta until Friday. So I was trying to get him out of our room at the Best Western, but he has like a ritual getting out of a hotel room, packing his stuff, making phone call. And it's like, oh my God, I was like chomping at the bit. I go, I don't want to miss any of the Unplugged.
Yeah.
Let's go. And he has the attention span of a gnat. So he gets bored and he has to wander around, and he doesn't stay and watch an entire concert. Like, we've been friends for almost 20 years and I have been left alone at every single concert we've ever gone to.
Oh no.
He just disappears.
Oh.
And yeah, it's like, I don't even care. Like, I don't care. I don't go to a concert by myself. Like, I don't care.
Yep.
But because I don't like when people talk to me during the songs. But there's too much of that. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get him out, and then I get back to my room, and I was so glad I could see it from our room.
Oh,
and we
nice.
were only on like the third floor, so I could hear it too.
Okay.
And I heard it get started, and I'm like, oh man, I got to hurry up. So of course, I'm like, I'm gonna take a quick shower. And what happens when I'm in the quick shower is Lisa singing Rock Bottom, which was like the one thing like I would have really, really liked to have seen live.
When Bruce came out, Lisa.
Yes,
Yes,
Kulick.
Bruce's wife. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Sorry.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Not Lisa Martinez. Sorry, Lisa Kulick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I missed that, and I was so bummed. It was the one thing I missed because I saw half from my room and half outside.
Okay.
All right. So we also got to meet, and he was funny all weekend, our buddy that runs the Slam Fest podcast.
Oh yeah, the great Brad Rustoven, who was our savior for the week because he walked around with his backpack cooler. He had a backpack all
That guy?
He had a backpack all weekend long filled with beer and Slamfest logo can koozies all week long. He's like, "You guys need a beer? You guys need a beer?" I'm like, first of all, Brad's awesome. That was amazing. That was so fun and cool hanging out with him. His podcast is awesome. So that was great meeting him, like putting these names to faces and spending time with these guys. Like, that's what is so awesome about these events. And Courtney,
Yeah.
I know you know that too. So that was awesome.
Oh, we got to meet the I don't even know how to describe him. Our buddy Kevin Jepson.
Oh, Jesus. Oh boy. Courtney, do you know Kevin Jepson?
I don't think so, but we might be friends on Facebook.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you would have been sexually assaulted by him if you knew him, because he's
That's what-
sexually. That's
That's his way of showing his love and friendship is by groping you inappropriately in front of people.
and that's
Oh.
with guys.
Yeah, that's with guys. So I don't know what he
Oh,
would do if he
my.
became your friend. But we love Kevin, so hanging out with him. So
Kevin
right off
what?
the bat, we're like, this weekend's gonna be
Kevin
nuts.
Jepson.
Yeah.
Kevin Jepson.
She's googling you, Kevin. So look out.
Well, I'm seeing if we're friends.
Watch out
we're
if you-
not, but we have 99 mutual friends.
So then do it right. Let's be like
that guy.
Yeah, that's that guy.
He's super nice.
He's
Yeah,
super nice.
him.
We love Kevin.
Yeah, he was cool.
I do
like
his
that
sex
guy.
crimes.
He was funny.
He's awesome.
Yeah, that guy
So
was cool.
we started gathering at the pool. So the pool
Adam's
party's
a fan.
going on.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the pool. There is no
No
Carrie
one.
Stevens to everyone to gawk at. And, the band is kind of getting together. We find ourselves in a nice little spot, kind of in the middle. It's
I could
me.
see you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
me, Tom, Sonny, Danny, Stephen Michael, his wife, and I
Brad.
believe in Brad, right? Was that it?
Yep.
And I think we found ourselves in the middle. I think that's where we were. Maybe Jeff was with us a little bit. No, Jeff Trott was. We saw him there, but I don't think he was with us. But regardless, so the band is doing the recreation of Unplugged, right? So the band consists of our buddy Joey Cassetta on drums, Brandon Fields from the game Minecraft. Sorry, that's Minefield. Steve Brown from Trickster, and one of the brothers, Brennan, from Sisters Doll. I think he played bass and guitar a little bit. He switched on and off. I think everybody basically sang in the band.
Yep.
Yeah, even Joey.
Yes. We'll save it.
Joey, breaking hearts.
So what did they do? They start off with the set list, basically Unplugged, that we all know.
Yep.
Coming Home, Plaster Caster, Going Blind, Do You Love Me, and Domino. Any thoughts or comments, guys?
I thought they sounded great. I thought Joey was amazing. I mean, I love Joey. I hate to give him praise on our show, but Joey's a friend and he was great. Steve Brown's vocals were great. I thought it was first of all, right there, you're just going to have like a good time. You're at a friggin' hotel pool outside, listen to like Kiss music with guys that friends hanging out. So right off the bat, I was in a great mood. So.
And they're monster Kiss fans too. So like they actually cared, and made a big deal out. It was like a big deal.
Yes.
Like, all the way up to Steve, who plays with everybody, And I know for Brandon, it was like a really big thing because he's just so diehard. I mean, he's such a diehard Kiss fan. So, I thought Plaster Caster was really cool because some people are kind of indifferent about that song. But I
love
like
that song.
Oh,
love that. It's one of my favorite songs.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought they did a fucking great job.
Yeah.
And so after that, they go off and Bruce comes out with his band. So Bruce, Zach, Brent, and Todd. And they play the next 3 songs. Sure
I
Know
missed
Something.
3 songs? That was a long shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have all those guys with you and you would have been done quicker. Sure Know Something. World Without Heroes. And Rock Bottom. Now, you already spoiled the surprise.
I'm sorry.
No. Please tell us. What'd you think?
Well, Lisa Lane Kulick.
Yep.
Which Bruce says, why... Lisa, he said to me, why'd you put Dold on the end of your name? Courtney Cronin is such a great stage name. I told Lisa that. I'm like, Lisa Lane is such a great name. What are you putting Kulick on the end? And I go, because we love our husbands and we want their names, on our name. But it was funny. So she's Lisa Lane. Yeah. And I've heard her sing with Bruce and I've seen her sing. And in fact, that was like one of the first things I said to her when I met her was like, I like when she sings. It's fun. And I've, seen her do Forever. And that was so killer. Like when Baco posted it, I'm like, oh, that's mean. Like, how he's always busting chops, I thought he was like full of it, but then but he was I go, you're being genuine, right? Cause I watched it and it was so good. I thought it was so good. It was so different. You never heard a woman sing that song.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I like her singing that song. I thought was an interesting choice. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was bad. It was that hearing Rock Bottom sung by a female was just kind of, I figured they would, I know this is going to sound horribly sexist, so I apologize, but I would have thought that she would have come out and sung like a World Without Heroes or like a slower song. You know what I mean? But
or just didn't talk. Like women aren't supposed to talk. So she just, no, I'm kidding. But she, but I know what you're saying. Cause she sings the ballads usually. She actually really does sing the ballads with Bruce.
Exactly.
So I can see that. But I was surprised. But although, it'd be fun to hear Todd do Rock Bottom, I got to say. Like,
oh, yeah.
Cool to hear Todd sing that.
Yeah. Yep. I just found it interesting that, Bruce started off like, hey, guys, Bruce Kulick. Next song, my wife. She's going to sing one. What a song. Here it is.
Watch out for the deep end of that pool.
Yeah.
That no one's in.
I know. That's our Bruce impression. It's always, hey, guys, Bruce Kulick.
But that's because we adore Bruce.
Oh, pancakes.
World's nicest man.
He is.
You like pancakes? Come over. Have some flapjacks with me and my wife. All right. So we like.
I know. I wish I was doing day 2.
Off the charts. He's a super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a story with him a little bit coming up later, but regardless, super nice guy. And I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck because I'm just going to be truthful. I don't want to hear his fucking wife singing songs.
Okay.
I want to see the Kiss band play. I didn't come here to see your wife sing. Now, it's the same shit that I give Paul crap for. Dude, stop peddling your son's fucking music. If I like your son's music, I'll find it. I don't need you to shove it in my face. Ace, stop showing me your fucking girlfriend. Hey, Peter, I don't need to fucking have Gigi cock block everything you ever fucking do. I can't get into with people that shove their family like into our face to like give, like, keep your space. Now, the one thing I will say is Lisa had a career apparently in music. She's a lounge singer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she is a singer. Yeah.
Yep, I will give her that, which goes back to when I say, I don't want to fucking hear your wife sing. Then pick a song that more like that Rock Bottom should have been Todd ripping that song. Okay.
Yes.
You want to hear it? Have her sing that horrendous song, A World Without a Hero.
I don't like that song
I
either.
fucking hate.
It's
but
so
I would
boring.
find it. But exactly. And I'd find it interesting if she sang it. Well, what's it like when Lisa sings? I bet you I would like it better than the Kiss version. So that would make sense. But I don't want her doing fucking, Rock Bottom. I don't want her doing Lick It Up. Like I've heard her do like the Christmas carols and other stuff, and she's posted videos of her singing. She's got a good voice, and she can do it, but it just didn't fit for me. And God bless him. I think Bruce is probably the most beloved person on our show of all the Kiss members. He gets the most favorable talk on our show than anybody, and his wife is super nice. Yeah. But I just didn't want to hear his fucking wife sing. And no offense, and I'm going to say this, but nobody else around me did either.
Really?
Yeah. Am I alone, Tom?
No, I think that's the problem. Look, I think Bruce is safe here with everybody because it's Bruce.
Exactly. We all like him. So I think
Bruce is so beloved, but I think if you asked everybody, I don't think that they would have said that that the performance was not good.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's what people wanted to hear at that time at the pool. If I can be diplomatic, I think that's what it was.
I can see, it was a sausage fest. I mean, it was, and I get it. You guys have an idea in your head of how you want things. And I know everybody loves Todd's voice for the Paul songs.
Yep.
And I totally get that. And I know that everyone's like, why doesn't Todd just go and just sing for Paul?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, actually. And I, even though I love Paul, but like,
right.
But I get it. I get it. I like Lisa. I thought it was fun for me just as a female fan.
Of course.
To hear that. And Rock Bottom's a song I love.
Because it's on Dress to Kill, which should be your favorite album, and you didn't say it was.
But it's not. I know.
But it's also a little bit different. So if Bruce does another one of his Christmas things, it says, "Hey, if you guys want to watch me stream live, $10. I'm doing some Kiss songs, some caroling, and I'm going to doing. Me and my wife are going to be performing."
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm buying into this. I want to hear Lisa sing and Bruce and perform and stuff like that." But when Bruce is going to come up with his band, and all of a sudden Lisa's singing this, it's. Like, I got to be fair about this. I would rip Ace apart if all of a sudden he goes, coming up next, Rocket Ride, sung by my ex-girlfriend, Rachel Gordon. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Because she was a singer, too. I don't want to fucking
Yeah.
listen to Rachel Gordon sing Rocket Ride. The fuck?
Have you heard Rachel do Rock Soldiers though? It's really good.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
No, it is
I'm
not.
kidding.
Oh God.
Soldiers come. Give me some money. I'm dying in the desert.
Oh God.
Soldiers go. I was left alone and thrown in the street like a pack of fucking.
Oh dear.
What the fuck, dude? I am tired of all these musicians. No offense, that get like the wives club and girlfriends club that they all get sucked into and shoved down our throat, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm not with her anymore. You guys need to hate her. Well, why the fuck you throw her in front of us for? Like, Ace called his new girlfriend his wife a couple times. Let that
You
slip.
did?
I've heard him say that a couple times. My wife or my girlfriend. Dude, no wonder you're going to get sued for everything you have. What are you, fucking stupid? Like, what's the matter with these people?
It seems
Anyways.
real. It seems like he finally met the right person.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sure, as long as the camera's on her. So, dude, yeah, Courtney's like, I am never going on their show again. I will lose
No,
all my
I did-
friends.
This is the way you feel about it. Believe me, in comedy, this happens a lot. Like, I'll go on the road and I'll have to work with someone's wife who wants to be a comedian who's not funny.
Ooh.
And it's really annoying. Like, it happens in comedy a lot, and it is annoying. And I worked on a show once where, like, a guy had his wife like working there, and she had zero experience, like none.
Like
And
this-
I had to like deal with it, and it was like that is annoying. That is annoying. Or it's like, nepotism. It's the son or whatever.
Yep.
But if they're good and they're actually like a real person who does this for a living, like, they're actually been paid for this before they were married to that person, then it seems okay to me. It's like, as long as you paid some dues and you're not just, stepping over somebody to get to something,
Yeah.
then it's cool with me. But I totally respect your opinion, and I can see why some of the fans felt that way. And, for me personally, I enjoyed it, but I also like Lisa a lot. So I was happy for her to see her shine. So
That's fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of it.
yeah, nothing wrong with any of it.
No, not at all.
I talked to them on the phone the other day, the both of them on speakerphone, even on the phone. Like, they are a package deal. They
I
come
can see-
together,
I
and
can see
everybody's
that.
got to remember that.
I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. And we
Yeah.
love Bruce. Don't get me wrong. We love Bruce.
Yeah, I know.
And we have nothing personal against Lisa. It's just
No, of
us
course
being
not.
it's just us being like
I don't
the
think you
Kiss
do.
the Kiss nerds that we are. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Listen,
You want it how you want it.
Yeah.
we are where we are because we're not fake about all this shit.
Exactly.
And
You
our
tell the
listeners
truth.
know it. If you want the, every Kiss minutia you want, there's another podcast for you. If you want the
Exactly.
ones that are going to be fucking fellatio Kiss all day long, there's podcasts for you for that.
There are.
And everybody has a role to play, and it's great. And you can be in every different mood. For us, I just got to tell you how I felt. I didn't want to hear her sing Rock Bottom, and I didn't come to hear that. So regardless, sweet enough lady. But then Bruce's band comes off. All of a sudden, Joey and his band come back on.
That's when I walked outside.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said that's when I walked out. Joey.
I thought you were going to say that's when I walked out too.
Yeah.
No, like right at the end of that song, I think is when I came out. So maybe I was in the building when Lisa sang, because I just missed it apparently.
So
Okay.
they do the Japanese version of the Unplugged because they did Got to Choose, which is not on the American version.
Yep.
They did See You Tonight, I Still Love You, and Every Time I Look at You. Now, See You Tonight, someone put the cigar store Indian called Chips Enough out there.
Oh my
who
God.
looked like he had no idea where he was.
Did you see that,
and
Courtney?
what he was doing.
Yes.
He was fucking stoned out of his mind or something.
It's a little crispy.
He looked, he came out and he was literally looked like a telephone pole standing on on the stage. Like,
Yeah,
Poor
it was a little out there.
Yeah.
Then when they did
A little early for Chip, by the way. That's early.
probably.
Yeah,
But
you've been pacing the fucking the lobby for the last 4 hours before that.
the scene stealer though was Brennan from Sister's Doll and I Still Love You. Absolutely
God, that was crazy.
insane. Like insane.
Did a great
Yeah.
version of it.
Oh my
I will
God.
give the kid credit. Really stepped up and did, it was just unexpected because when he started off, I was like looking at you, Tom. I'm like, I don't know.
And then all of a sudden,
oh yeah, he got his groove and his confidence, and fuck, boy, that kid kicked its ass.
That's probably the hardest song to sing on that whole.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
That list, yeah.
And he did a great job. So and it couldn't have been a nicer guy when we met him too.
Really,
his brothers, super nice guys. So then the supposed surprise happens. Somebody's coming with an entourage walking.
Oh my God! I was standing right there. I almost
get out of my way. I gotta get to the pool.
Clear the way.
Holy fuck! Where am I?
That was crazy.
So Ace gets up there. He's fucking with his guitar, tuning it. I don't know. There's something up with the strap. He's not plugged in or something. Joey was telling us the story. And then he's just like fucking barely looks back at Joey. Doesn't even give a nod. And he starts fucking playing. And then Joey's like,
okay,
you're supposed to jump in here or what? And then he starts.
And then Steve Brown is like, wait, what? This isn't even how the song starts. Like, it was, oh my God.
He forgot like I think the whole verse. And then at the end, like, I'm a 2,000 man. He went around twice that whole 2,000 man.
Yep.
So it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, 2,000.
Oh my God.
Fucking Ace.
It was hot out and he had a jacket on. It's
beginning of
probably having heat stroke.
Courtney is such the diplomat. I love it. It
was hot and he was wearing a lot of clothes. When they all came through, they were all sweating. I'm like, John's wearing his full shiny suit. And then one of the other guys had a leather jacket. I'm like, it's 90 degrees.
It was hot. I was getting a little roasted on the dome here. So it was toasty. It was toasty.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling Ace would have performed like that if he was sitting there buck naked. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, it was just the timing was off. Ace starts 10 seconds before Joey.
If I notice it, then yeah. Because I don't notice the little things like you guys notice.
That's what we do.
Notice that.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yep.
So Ace then goes off. Mm-hmm. Then the rest of the band is there, Joey's band, for Beth, Nothing to Lose, and Rock and Roll Night. Joey sings.
Pants dropping.
Yeah. Joey sings Beth and Peter's part of Nothing to Lose.
Oh, did awesome. Loved it.
Yeah. So I think Joey nailed it. He did a great job.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's no Peter Criss, especially not looks department, but I thought he did a real good job. I didn't know what to expect from him, but he, as much as we joke with him, he's a fucking professional.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a total pro. Yeah.
Right. Yep. He's a professional when he's playing, singing, doing whatever. He fucking hits it every single time. So
and
God
he has the best dirt.
And he loves to bring people around. Gather around.
Hey, you didn't hear this from me, but
yeah,
Craig is worse.
Oh, really?
Oh, far worse. Oh my God.
Okay.
Brutal.
Okay.
He told me all kinds of shit when I got there that we can talk about off the air.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. See that's the thing. Maybe we'll have a special Patreon Joey and Courtney rumor episode.
Yeah. Yes. Now the funny thing is, as much as we give Joey shit, we got to always give him some props. But that was the pool set.
Yep.
That was, I thought, what a way to start the weekend.
It was awesome.
It was a big boom. Yeah, it was
awesome.
Great.
Couple little tidbits.
They made a splash at the pool.
Yeah.
There you go, Courtney.
A couple little tidbits. There was this fucking Ace in fucking, what do you call it? Impersonation guy stood right in front of me. Some fucking 6'8" guy.
Yeah, he was like 7 feet tall, full gear.
What the fuck, dude? And he had those awful spandex pants. So his like ass, fucking defined ass was like in my face.
Just right in your face.
Oh,
literally
awful.
Yep.
And I don't know if dude, stand on the side. If you're wearing fucking spaceman boots, stand on the side.
He had the entire, I think it was the Destroyer costume. And he looked awesome. But I'm like, dude, move over. Yeah, move over.
Dude.
Yeah, stand on the side.
And not to sound insensitive, but I will. You can't tell at Kiss things if who's a Kiss tard and who's special. You can't sometimes. You can't tell the difference. So I like part of me's like tooling on half these people. And then Tom was like, no, they're special. Like
they are
special, like but Kiss tard special or like special. Like,
Well, it was like on the Kiss cruise, and we realized that Sad Gene had some issues. We stopped calling him Sad Gene.
Sad Gene, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
then the kid who talked to me during my show, he just
Yeah.
kept telling me he was on the airplane with Ace's band, and that
Exactly.
he was there too.
Exactly.
So
you gotta be,
absolute sweetheart, but
you
social.
gotta be careful.
So
You
I
gotta
don't
be
know if
careful. Yeah.
Ace, 78 Ace in front of me with this asshole fucking defined was special. I don't know. But then there was the other guy.
Yeah, he was.
Who you can see in our photos.
Okay, so we didn't know. Okay.
Who you can see in our photos was the culprit on the Kiss karaoke. He was the only one in the fucking pool.
No.
He had no shirt on, and he was singing every fucking verse. Awful.
That's when I looked at Zeus. I'm like,
of all our photos.
I'm like, there's something. I'm like, that kid. There is something like raw. And then we find out later when he was stone cold sober. He's like, oh yeah, I'm from New England. I went to college and I have a master's degree. And so I go, what?
Oh, he was just fucked up.
No,
he's just
he
a
was
Kiss
like,
card.
he was so fucked up. It was like Ace fucked up. Like, like.
Oh.
So you can't tell if you're special Kiss or a Kiss card. And so, again, not to be insensitive because there's no
he was
fucking
just, his head
mocking
was
that.
exploding.
But
He
you
was
don't
just-
know.
couldn't believe it.
Because
Right.
Kiss nerds and Kiss tards are just so off the charts. Well, I have that box set. Well, yeah, do you have the one with the fucking carved out this? No,
Yeah.
I have this. Oh, fucking A. Well, anyways, that special guy was screaming throughout the whole concert. So people that were there will know who we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
So that was the concert. So actually, I thought we did it afterwards, but looking back, we did the Peter Criss meet and greet before the pool party.
Before the pool party?
Yes. Yeah.
See, I didn't do the Peter meet and greet. You did the meet and greet. I did the picture thing with you.
So what they did is they set up. So we got the trifecta, whatever it is. We paid for 2 and we got 3 meet and greets. No,
Yeah.
actually, I take it back. We paid for 3 and we got 4 meet and greets. And
Yes.
Tom and
How much was it?
I think it was $295 per meet and greet.
I can't remember.
Per?
Yeah.
No, because we
Yeah.
because we did something. It was like the Rock Gods package or something
Yeah,
like
which
that.
was-
Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Peter on his own, we did Peter on his own for $299. And then we did the other 3 and we only paid for the price of 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So basically we got
Vinny's
4
was
for the price
just free,
of 3.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll
Vinny
get to
was there for
that.
free.
We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, and we'll get to people fucking saying I look like Vinny, and the people that said that, fuck you. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
I didn't say that.
They were like, that girl Courtney looks like Vinny, and I'm like, ha 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 ha.
It's more like that. It would be Vinny looks like you. It wouldn't be that, but regardless.
oh.
Anyway,
Regardless. we
so-
do have the same hair, but go ahead.
Me and Tom had to figure this out. We have 4 meet and greets. What do you want to do? So obviously you split up the 2 originals and then you split up the other 2. Obviously I'm the Peter guy. Tom likes Ace more than I do. So that's easy. I'll take Peter. You take Ace. Then we went to Bruce and Vinny. I didn't care either way.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think we just flipped a coin or something. I got Vinny, you got Bruce. But what they allowed you to do is you could take the photo with another person with that person, but
Yeah.
the meet and greet, only one person could go.
That's right.
Yeah,
So-
that would have taken forever with all the fucking questions.
Oh, yeah.
So what they did is with Peter, whose line worked the best, he was pretty nervous about COVID and stuff. And they were pretty strict a little bit about it and kept people
That's cool.
apart. So first they set up the line to go and do the meet and greet. Then when that line ran out, you get into another line and you do the actual photo. So Tom didn't have to wait around for me. I got in and did the meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
So I get in and this is it. And in front of me was this little kid who later on, him and his father were in that all-star band of the listeners.
Wait,
Yes.
the
Little
kid with
kid.
the curly hair
Yes,
who was
So-
in the bar at 1 a.m.
Probably him.
I think so. Yes.
But that
I was like,
fucking
what the
kid had like every autograph, everything on his jacket signed. And
Yeah.
the kid lived the life of a rock star already.
Yeah.
So he's like 10 years old. So he got to go, and his father didn't get to go with him. So he was in front of me. So I'm waiting. You know, you can see Gigi's running things. She's got a mask on, going back and forth. Like, you know, I thought she'd be an old woman, but she's presentable, very nice, slim lady, looked very nice, acted nice and kind to everybody. At least that's how I saw it.
Very pleasant compared to some of the stories we heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Be honest with you.
So I go in front. This is just funny. Peter's in front of me, and the kid is like he's going over, and Gigi's at the table with Peter, and you bring your items with you to have them signed.
Yeah.
I brought Destroyer, my favorite. Oh, I'm not supposed to say one of my favorite Kiss albums to have them, and I brought a CD to have Peter sign that. The kid in front of me had a bunch of shit. I can listen to the conversation in front of me. The funny thing is, Peter, this kid is 10 years old. Peter's like, everything's like, God bless you, man. I love you. You be good, man. You say your prayers, this and that. But he's telling the little 10-year-old, you hear me? You stay in school. You keep studying. You stay in school, buddy. I'm like, dude, the fucking kid is 10 years old, Peter. He's not.
Don't do drugs. Just say no.
Pretty much.
Stay away from that cocaine. I'm telling you, buddy.
Yeah, stay away from one-legged strippers. Just be careful out there.
Fucking warning the 10-year-old to stay in school. Like, I don't think you have to do that, Peter.
Oh, the dad's moving the kid in.
I know, and I'm like, that's the dad. So that's why I'm a little
live
like,
kitty cat action.
Henley, leave him alone. Anyway, so I find it funny. All of a sudden, it's my turn to go up. Now, I have photos of me with Peter Criss costume in Halloween when I was 6 years old. Mm-hmm. Like, he's been my guy forever. That's cool. As much as I joke, as much as this, that, there's nobody else around. It's me going up to the table. There's Gigi and there's Peter. I'm a 4-year-old. I'm not running this podcast anymore. I don't have confidence. I'm just like,
It goes away.
And this is what happens. Oh, Peter, what an honor, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no. This is what I got, but this is what I got into the band with this. This is my cover, and this is how I remember it. Oh.
I'm just saying vinyl's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Some shirt you got there, kid. I love it. Look at that.
Jersey, yeah.
Wow,
I had to
that's
get
some hot
the Peter
shit. That
one.
is a hot shirt.
They do a lot of good stuff, this company, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's hot.
Jersey, yeah. Can you see the back?
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do a great job. Peter, thank you. It's an honor meeting you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You are.
Thank you.
Stay healthy, buddy. Thank you very much.
See you tonight, sweetheart.
Thank you very much.
Take care of your health.
Yeah, thank you. Good. How are you? Good. So yeah, that's my conversation with Peter. I told him I had a CD. He's like, well, I like albums. I was like, yeah, but this, like, I got into CDs, so this is how I hear this, got into this album, and it's my favorite. And he's like, well, I'm just saying, I like albums. I'm like, all right,
you fucking asshole.
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
Yeah. All right, I get it. You like albums. But I was wearing that hockey jersey, the Peter Criss one. Mm-hmm. And Gigi, as you can hear, really liked it. And we were talking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a company. I'm like, yeah, you can buy this. They're actually in New Jersey. And I could probably tell that they're like, fucking, I know more money I'm not getting my hands on right now.
Probably.
With my likeness, right?
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go through. I mean, that for me, I was just in heaven. I got to meet Peter. I talked to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Go around. Then Tom and I come to get the photo with him, the photo op. You want to go into that, Tom?
Yeah, the photo thing was probably the best of, like, the most creative because Peter wanted to have a little bit of COVID spacing, but he didn't want to do like the fucking stupid kiss behind the plexiglass thing.
Yeah.
So what he did was awesome. He had a drum riser. He sat behind a drum kit on a drum riser, had the two big black kitty cats on the ground level, and then you would stand next to the kitty cats and he would be behind you, and he had like his hands up in the air, like, you know, like it was awesome. It was,
those looked really cool.
They came out probably the best of,
they were cool
because I mean, we'll eventually get to Vinnie. That was kind of creative. I mean, Bruce, we love Bruce. You know, those were just like pictures, which they were great. But the creativity that Peter had, it really came out like a beautiful shot. So that was the kudos to Peter. And he was really cool. He even says like, sorry guys, just trying to be safe. Like he was very, very, very cordial and friendly to everybody.
It was diner talk.
Yeah.
Okay, pal. All right. God bless you, buddy.
Yeah.
Stay away. And so we would use that with an Ace voice. God bless you, brother. Take care. Wish you luck in the future.
Yeah.
Say
Stay in school. Yeah, exactly.
Stay in school, big guy.
Yep.
Just say no.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the Peter stuff. And then we went to the pool event. And then, after the pool party, we grabbed ourselves some lunch or some dinner. That hotel place was pretty good. The food wasn't bad.
Yeah,
and then we went over to that big giant tent area.
Yeah,
that was
expo
the expo center, where if you were a complete Kiss nerd, you could buy they had a stage set up. We'll get to that later on. But they had all the merchandise, all the merch booths. If you were a vendor, you could sell stuff there. We ended up meeting our buddy Gary Kapp. We'll get into that probably in part 2 or 3, whenever we get to that. So the day just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And then pretty much during the day, it was kind of just hanging out and waiting for that nighttime set to roll in. Like what was it? Kor Razik, Karabi, Enough's Enough, and Ace. And Courtney, you said you were there for Ace though, right?
I was there for Ace. I missed a couple songs because I had to came back late from the show because I had a show across town with Craig.
That's right.
Then, but of course, when I went to put my stuff away, I missed Strange Ways. Like,
yes, that was the big,
sad about that.
Yeah, that was like the big rumor. But we'll quickly run down the set list.
I didn't know about that rumor.
Oh yeah, we knew.
Guys,
we knew about that rumor.
You did? I didn't know about that one, but I did remember Zeus came up to me and he goes, "Vinny's upstairs throwing up. He's not coming down."
Oh, did I, man?
And I believed you. I'm like, what?
Well, why wouldn't you? Of course, it's believable.
Well, of course you would. So I didn't see Kor Razik. Did you, Tom? I don't remember.
I didn't see them. I saw a little bit of Karabi. I think if I recall correctly, he came out by himself, like doing a show kind of thing or so.
When was Hard Luck Woman? Was that with Karabi's set?
No, that was with Ace and Peter.
That they did that during Ace's set. Okay, yes. I missed that too, but I saw it at the sound check.
Yep.
I saw them do it at sound check. That was pretty awesome.
So you got Karabi's set, which we didn't see, and then Enough's Enough, which we didn't see.
No.
That's a Joey and a Jericho favorite. Those guys
love Enough's Enough.
Now we know Courtney makes the holy trifecta of the three.
They have so many good songs, you guys.
Yeah,
like seriously.
I don't mind Enough's Enough. I just didn't want to. Yeah, I just didn't want to see them.
I never listened to them. All I knew was that single "Hi Michelle," whatever.
Fly High Michelle.
That song sucks.
That song's amazing.
Oh, it's fucking terrible.
Oh my god, it's so awesome.
It makes Poison sound like Led Zeppelin. So then
terrible.
They're poppier than everybody else. People don't acknowledge that. They are power poppy.
They are. I agree.
A lot of their stuff is.
Yep.
Wonderful. So Ace.
So Ace comes out into Rip It Out, which of course I'm a pump because it's one of my all-time favorite Ace songs, if not my favorite. Then he does Parasite, which rips. Then he does Strutter, which was kind of funny because I didn't get a chance to do sound check.
Really? He said that?
I actually wrote that down on my notes. So I don't know if he was trying to explain that like he sucked or didn't sound good. I didn't really know what to say. One thing I will say, the acoustics in that room were not very good. Yeah. I did not think they were
okay. Yeah, I was in the back and on the side. So the only time I was out front was during Bruce's show.
I thought the lighting was kind of questionable depending on where you stood, kind of right in your face. The audio was okay. So after that, that's when the big thing. That's when Peter comes out. Peter comes out. He does Hard Luck Woman. So then Peter comes out on stage. They do Hard Luck Woman. Peter's kind of sitting there on the stool or whatever. I'm excited. It's a moment. It sounded great. Then the big surprise is Peter gets behind the drums and does Strange Ways, which I thought was awesome. I thought Peter looked great, sounded great, both vocally and drum wise. I thought it was great. I enjoyed that
video of that. Yeah,
I liked it. I mean, people be like, "Oh, he's old." Well, yeah, of course he's old.
But that
liked
song is so slow.
Exactly. Which
Like,
it was a
it's
good
fine.
it was a good song for him to sing and play.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
worked because the tempo
Perfect.
was slow.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of a deal. You made it like more like kind of like haunting. Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. And then Peter takes off, and then Ace goes, "Are you ready to race somehow?"
He did.
I swear to God. Swear to God. He goes, and then they go into Rocket Ride.
Are you ready for some shenanigans?
Yeah. Are you ready to race
like,
somehow? So then he go into Rocket Ride. Then he goes into Detroit Rock City. Then, oh my God, what a fucking dud. And then this kicked off that ridiculous weekend debate about if friggin' Air Supply is better than Thin Lizzy. because then Ace plays Emerald from one of his Origins album, and Emerald
Origins.
It was fucking horrendous. First of all, I'm not a big Thin Lizzy fan. The originals are great. This was terrible when he played it. Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they go into She, but Ace goes, "This one's off the first Kiss record."
No.
I swear to God, yeah, he did. Yeah. So then he plays She. Then he goes into Love Theme from Kiss, the instrumental off the debut album, which is what the
that's
fuck
thanks to Ryan, Jeremy, and Phil, and they talked him into doing that.
I think that might have been Ace's break.
Yeah.
Then he comes out with his light up guitar, New York Groove, which was cool. Then he does Shock Me, but then he does a cool. I like when Ace does his solos because
I did not particularly care for this one, but go ahead.
Okay, no, that's okay. So he does Shock Me, and then he does his Alive 2 solo. But while he's in the middle of his Alive 2 solo, he starts throwing in all these like classic like riffs from like other like hard rock and heavy metal classics. I thought it was kind of fun. Then he kind of veered back into the Alive 2 solo and ended it out. And then he finished with it was long. It was a little bit long, and I know
it was so long.
Yeah,
like,
it can get tiring. Yeah, and then he wraps up with Cold Gin and Deuce. So, I mean, Zeus, what are your thoughts on the set list, Courtney? I mean, what do you got? What do you think?
The band is so freaking good. Ace could just do, like you say, he could weekend at Bernie's that shit, and the band is so fucking good.
Yes.
All he really has to do is his guitar solos, and even if he can't, Jeremy can. So it's like, I mean, he's just, we love him. We love seeing him, and it's fun and everything, but it's, he doesn't have to do too much, and we're still happy. Like, I did a joke about it on Sunday, which hopefully whoever comes on and talks about Sunday says nice of a show. But I just said, I love going to Ace shows and watching these big, like biker looking straight dudes yelling, "Ace, I love you. I love you," and trying to touch him. And I'm like, "I'm not gay, but I love you. It's okay if you are gay, but I'm not. And if I was, I would have a crush on Jeremy and not you. He's much better looking," and like, that's the joke. But it's kind of true. It's just kind of fun watching like people lose their fucking minds during his solos. Like,
I think you're right. It's like there's Ace. He's not really doing much, but he's doing enough where you can be like, I just saw Ace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As the time goes by, he does less and less and less.
Yep.
Yeah.
He looks like, he's just. I feel a little bit after seeing the awesome Elvis movie. I feel like his. I don't know. I shouldn't put it on her, but I don't know. Whoever's putting Ace up there, like until he drops dead, throw him up there. Make sure that man gets on that stage tonight.
Yeah,
I think it's him. I think he wants it.
Yeah, but everybody likes to be saying, "Ace, you're a god." I'm sure he loves that. He ain't doing much, and it wasn't very good performance. It was good because I don't know when I'm ever going to hear Ace again. It was he's the least like important member of that band right now.
I think what look, in generally speaking, for Creatures Fest weekend and for this show specifically, it's a nostalgic thing. You're wrapping yourself in your Kiss fandom. I didn't go into this expecting to be blown away by any fantastic performance. We saw Ace a year ago, last September in Boston. It was okay. I mean, this was to see our friends, as Steve Wright says, for the hang, but then to see like classic Kiss members and just to be part of the whole the whole scene. You know, I mean, it was what I thought it was. It wasn't any better or any
how
worse.
it was originally sold. Hey, which song would you like Ace to play?
Well, that's a good segue because Neil Davis, I don't know if it's his fault or Ace's fault, they did a series of online polls about what song do you want Ace to play.
Ooh, what was it?
Well, as far as I'm aware of, not a single song that won a poll was played on the set list that Ace did. Don't quote me on that because I'm not. But
I thought that's where Strutter might have come from. But
we went through some of the polls and it was like, yeah, they didn't play that song. They didn't play that song. So I don't know if that was an Ace thing or what.
Fuck it, I ain't playing that song.
Right, exactly. But it was fun. It was Ace. It was a late night. People were drinking, having a good time, and then what?
Blast.
Yeah, exactly. And then what did it? And then
don't get me wrong. I'm just putting in perspective.
Of course you are, but it's true. I mean, the band
that we saw that weekend.
Yeah,
Ace was okay for Ace, but it's still the same thing. Oh, that album's okay.
Yeah,
but it's still a Kiss album, so it's better than 99% of everything else.
Yep.
Ace was okay, but it's still better than fucking 99% of bands that I want to see live. So
right, they played every song we like. You know, like every single song was awesome, and you know, obviously except Emerald, you weren't, but that's cool. I saw
Emerald was horrible. It was like people were looking at each other, being like, "Whoa."
Yeah. What made it worse too is Tom is correct. Then it brought on the stupidity of conversations throughout the weekend of, well, then who's better? Fucking
Simon and Garfunkel or fucking
Yanni. Yeah, or something.
Really?
Yeah, like if that's the conversation that we're going on. Was Jay from the Hook Rocks, and who else was he debating?
Pooney.
Pooney, of course. And Pooney
Sonny
is such a fucking troll. So I'd rather listen to Simon Garfunkel than fucking Thin Lizzy. I'm like, I bet you he likes Thin Lizzy, but he's just there to fuck with him. And then he'd throw out these awful other artists and be like, well, I don't know, who are the other bands that they were debating about? The stupidity of these conversations.
I swear to God, somebody brought up like Air Supply or Jethro Tull or somebody like that.
That was like, it's like, why are we debating this shit at a fucking Creatures Fest?
But that's that's a great segue because that started the first night of our tradition of going into the hotel bar and taking over that area in front of those wall-sized TVs. They had coffee tables and chairs, and every night we went there and just took that over until 2-3 o'clock in the morning every night. And the waiters looked like they wanted to kill themselves. We'll be like, yeah, we'll take 10 Bud Lights and 3 plates of nachos. And the guy'd be like, oh, fuck.
His assholes are never leaving.
When Chris Jericho told the guy, he's like, oh, you can't stand here. He's like, we're not, there's nobody here. He's like, we're not blocking the exit or whatever. And then the guy said something, and all I heard was, you're being disrespectful. That's really disrespectful. I'm like, does this guy know who he's asking to move? Not like, you know, Chris is going to throw him on the ground or something, but it's just kind of funny, you know, like kind of the balls, like the way he talked down to him.
Oh, yeah. Well, that kind of,
like,
whoa. Well, that started.
Not a good idea, young man.
Yeah, that started one of our favorite unplanned, unscripted events of the entire weekend. Chris Jericho Friday night at the hotel bar.
Loving you two. All he cared about was where you two were.
So I'm like, I said to Tom, oh shit, I think Joey was over there. So I'm like, dude, I think Chris is over there now. Let's go over. So we head over, and then the rest of the gang that sees that, oh shit, Tom and Zeus are gonna be talking to fucking Jericho. Let's go over now too. And so everyone else starts coming over. And all of a sudden,
I went up to him and I kind of just like tapped Jericho on the shoulder, like to pretend like, and then he looked over. Then went the next 3 hours of my life.
Yeah. Like he walked in going, where's Zeus?
Yeah.
Where's Tom? Like, that's how I knew who it was. I'm like, holy shit, that's Chris Jericho.
It wasn't that far ago.
Jeff,
that
goes with him everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Red Cup.
Red Cup Prep, who's actually a friend of ours, a friend of me and Craig.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love Jeff. Whenever I go to Vegas, we're always at the same concerts, and we've gone and had drinks, and he's a doll. I love Jeff.
Awesome.
And we've hung out in LA, and we have so many mutual friends. But I've never met Chris, so
photobombed our fucking photos, all of them.
He's funny as hell, and he's so sweet. He's a love bug.
So we go over there and we start talking to him. And by this point, everybody's drinking. And Criss is getting louder. And we're getting louder.
He was holding court.
And it was just everybody's around him. And he's in his element. But we had just seen him not too long ago when we recorded with him after he played at the
we saw him a month ago
in Hampton.
Yeah, we saw him in April.
So after the concert he did with Fozzy and Hampton, we went back to the fucking place where they put him up, him and PJ, and they were drinking and shit. We fucking taped an episode till like 2 a.m.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So we're at the point now,
DJ's
even in person, that we can. It's comfortable. It's beyond comfortable.
I'm telling you, he walked in on a mission looking for you two.
So we get there. We're going back and forth, drinking with him, talking shit. He's throwing out all sorts of Kiss shit. Then all of a sudden, like Kevin Jepsen wants to get in on a floor. He's like, Sonny comes over, Joe, like everybody's in there, but he's still holding court, telling fucking stories, going insane. And then when everybody else is kind of taking off, it's kind of like you, Tommy, me, Joey, Jericho, and his band, and Quarantine is still there. Joe,
PJ, and
all those guys. Charlie, and what's his name there, and his drummer Kent. So we're all drinking, taking photos. Criss is holding court, telling Kiss stories, debating stupid Kiss things.
This is how
all stage banter.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, because we'll get to that when we end up doing part 2, the quarantine stage banter. This is how I knew Jericho had been drinking a little bit too much. He tried to tell us that Crazy Nights and Revenge are sister albums.
Oh yeah. Then we're like,
no. At first glance, you might think I'm crazy. Go listen to them. I go, no. At first glance, you're crazy, and at second glance, you're crazy. I love you, Jericho. They're not even on the same planet. Because he had just finished recording a classic album clash, I believe, or something with Crazy Nights with the guys upstairs before he came down.
So, really?
Yeah.
What's funny is we're gonna get a message.
Oh God.
And it'll usually it's like 2, 3 in the morning. Whenever he's flying somewhere doing something, he listens to the show.
Yeah.
He'll just send a message as though like we're on the same part of the episode where he's listening to at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking idiots.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking stupid assholes. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it's like, what did we do now?
I never said Crazy Nights and Revenge with sister albums. Yes, you did. But we love Jericho. What a fucking night. Oh, my God. What a night.
Oh, he was funny.
And then we got pushed out into the lobby. It didn't end there.
No.
It was going on for about another hour in the lobby.
It did.
Here's a little snippet.
I'm gonna have to break off. We're getting in trouble. Loving it. That's a great thing. We all are. Oh, by the way.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow before you leave. Don't forget.
I asked him for a piece of
He loves the BBC line.
Yeah,
I remember when
he started doing that, and then I was just standing there, and I didn't say anything. He goes, "You don't know your late '80s Kiss or something." He's like, "You don't know this," and I go, "Yes, I do," or I said, "No, but I will tomorrow when you do it again," or something. I forget what I said, but then he was like, "All right."
So my favorite thing is he is so on at this point. Oh, fucking like in the zone,
commanding the stage, and he's not even on a stage.
Yeah. And I'm like recording him, like, "Hey, buddy, keep saying, I'll show this to you later." But I never fucking got the footage. I don't know. It didn't come out, all of it. So regardless, I look over. There's his drummer. Kent is walking, like, I don't know, putting shit in his car. he's carrying like, I don't know, like toys,
like gifts for his kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
for his
yeah, I
kids.
remember that.
And I said, and I'm like, and I point to him like, look at this family, man, and look at you. And Kent looks over at Jericho and he just shakes his head like a disappointed dad,
like an upset adult.
Like what the fuck, dude?
He was having so much fun. He was like a kid in a candy store talking to all you guys about stuff. Like,
and I had that conversation with Joe McGinnis later. I'm like,
yeah,
listen, he is a machine because of wrestling and all that shit, partying, drinking, up the next day, ready for a match. Same thing with up the next day, because we're like, how the fuck is he performing tomorrow?
Yeah, because that was the night.
Level
that was the night before the quarantine.
And flying out and doing a large pay-per-view in Vegas.
And isn't that crazy?
Yes.
And he fucking knocked it out of the park, which we'll talk about next time.
Yep.
But holy shit. What a way to end the night. Now, but before we did, we got to spin you in those little spinning chairs.
And we have video.
Oh my God.
See? Told you.
Spin her around.
No.
Good luck.
my God.
Good luck.
She just, oh, she's gonna tip. She's gonna go.
Can't get out of it.
I'm like a fish on land.
There you go.
I know, you sent it to me and I'm like, are you filming this? Like, but
So
I
the
hadn't
whole-
seen the
yeah,
chairs yet.
So the hotel lobby had these little like things that you sit in and they like spin. They're meant for throwing up after you're drunk on a weekend night or whatever.
I think they're meant for just to leave your kids on so you can go off and do whatever
Okay,
you want.
so we're like Courtney, get into one of these, try it. And you're like, wee, and you're like, oh my God,
can't get out.
Like,
I can't get
get me
out.
off this, get me off
I
this.
couldn't get out.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So that ended night number technically 2 for us, Friday night, and we went to bed, and then me and Tom were trying
Have a good
to go
night,
to bed.
brother.
Yeah. So every time we would start, it would be the same. It would be the Peter conversation, but with Ace's voice. All right, stay in school, brother. Don't drop out. Lay off the heroin.
Use protection. Make sure you always use protection. I don't know why my Peter sounds like the Skeksis from Dark Crystal, but
Oh, good reference there. The Dark
Don't
Crystal.
light forest fires and let them fall. Burn down the woods. It's only these life advice from Peter done with Ace's voice. And next thing you know, it's like 4 a.m.
It was one. We'll get to that, but we keep saying we'll get to that because we have the stories are just endless. As you can tell by this episode is like 6 hours long, but that's okay. We don't care.
So that's the end of the Friday night.
Yeah.
And that's the end of this week's topic. We'll get to the rest, believe it or not. But yeah.
Let's get a quick little summary from Courtney after these first 2 nights. What stood out for you? Was it the Jericho thing? Was it the Ace show? Was it just people hanging? Or what was these first kind of 2 days, the pool party?
Well, the pool party was pretty spectacular. I mean, it was kind of warm, and like when I have a show that night, like my head is just kind of like in that space until the show's over, and then I can kind of relax and have fun.
Okay.
So that was big for me, like seeing those guys do the unplugged stuff. That's what I was looking forward to. I'd say is like the most creative, original thing.
I agree.
To see. Yep. I thought like that and like quarantine, like that is also like so original and creative. Like I knew that was going to be awesome, and it was. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I mean, I'm sorry, that was the next day.
No, but that's okay.
Friday,
that's okay.
It was just great to see Ace, and I love that band, and I love those guys, and, and they're good people. So, like, that was super fun, and it was just good hanging out with all you guys, and it was really fun to see Chris Jericho just, man crushing with you too.
Oh my
and
God.
all you guys just sitting around with him talking about, he's probably so happy to talk about Kiss, and like, because I'm sure everybody asks him the same questions all the time about wrestling, and he's a fucking rock singer. He's a rock performer too. It's like he does that too. So it was cool to like, see him kind of, because we wanted him to do our show, because on Monsters of Rock, his tour manager was in the audience.
Okay.
With her name's Avery, and she was sitting with Nita Strauss.
Oh,
and I came off stage and Nita called me over. I know. Do you love her?
Yes.
She's like, I want to do this. I'm like, are you serious? She goes, I want to do this. I'm like, anytime, Nita, me and you, Like, this is going to happen. So that night we were having drinks, and then the last night I'm having drinks with Avery at the wrap up party. And she's like, I really want Criss to do this. I want to tell him about it. Cause I go, oh my God, are you kidding me? I would love to have him do this. He would be so perfect.
Yeah.
He would be amazing. Everybody would lose their freaking minds if he did this. So, and by the way, what the show is rock stars doing comedy for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
And then we do an all like music themed show. And,
Yeah.
for the listeners that obviously 99% of you guys have no idea who I am. So apologies for that. But,
Don't say
I'm a
that.
behind the scenes person. I do a lot of the writing and producing and stuff that no one sees and no one cares, but I do it. And, so that show. And so I mentioned it to him. I was like, oh, Jeff, will you introduce me? Because I wanted to say, I met Avery and we asked you to do it, and he had to leave. So that's why, and he couldn't care less. He was like, okay, where's Zeus? Like, I could barely finish the sentence. He was really nice. I'll give,
awesome.
He was super nice. He's like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, cool. Zeus, Tom, guys, come over here. And I'm like, all right, bye.
We met Avery at the little place there after.
At Hampton.
She's the one out of nowhere. We're like recording. All of a sudden, someone just drops off a couple pizzas and a big bottle of vodka.
Yeah,
that sounds like
who's that cute little girl just dropped off? Shit, yeah, that's
a good tour manager.
Nice. Yeah,
taking care of her people.
She's really nice, and Criss is fucking. We can't say enough about him.
Yeah,
he was super cool. I never met him before. He was cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Courtney, you're going to stick around real quick. We're going to finish up with our question of the week.
Okay.
All right. But we first have to give our question of the week is sponsored by one of our favorite listeners, the great Joe Decker, and his company named Fusion Tech. Fusion Tech is a recognized communications contractor specializing in the construction, splicing, testing, and documentation of all types of fiber optic networks. Along with that, Fusion Tech Electric can service all of your electrical construction needs, commercial, industrial, and utility, as well as electrical substation work and all UPS and DC power plant installation. Fusion Tech currently operates throughout the 5 boroughs of New York City, as well as New Jersey and the tri-state area, providing union labor with IBEW Local 3 in New York City and IBEW Local 164 and Local 102 in New Jersey. For more information about Fusion Tech, visit their website at fusiontech-llc.com or call them at 973-650-1357. Fusion Tech. And our question of the week comes from Anthony on Facebook. And he says, there have been 3 off the soundboards released and a 4th announced.
Mm-hmm.
3 of the 4 have Ace Frehley on them. Is this a coincidence or a concerted effort by the band to show something to Ace? Courtney, go ahead. So we started off with that first one in Japan. It was Ace and Eric Singer.
Yeah.
And then you had Virginia Beach, which was the current band now. Then you had the 96 reunion. And now the next one is 77. So 3 out of 4 have Ace. He's asking if does this mean anything, or is this just the way the chips fell when they picked these off the soundboards?
Well, I don't read into this stuff as much as like some of the fans do. And it might be because I work sometimes around this shit. And it's all about money. If Ace is not getting the money that he wants and the band is making an offer that's not worth it to him, they can say whatever they want to us.
Right.
And we'll just believe it.
Okay.
But no one's talking about lawyers talking to each other because no one gives a shit about that.
Right.
No one cares about managers talking to managers and whatever. But I think it's money. I think it's a question of how much they want to give him, and how much he's willing to do it for.
Okay.
Because, they're not young men and this is grueling, this schedule.
Okay.
So that's what I think it boils down to. I don't think there's any like hidden message, in whether or not they release those. I think those are the ones they thought that you guys would buy.
Zeus.
So we've been saying all along, well, the band doesn't pick these albums, so it's not them. It's the company, the record company's picking the albums.
Oh, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Level of their career. They
can't. A lot of the repackaging and the reselling of the albums, we always give them shit about that. They say that it's not us, it's the record label that
but
prepackages.
That's them.
Is it?
Isn't it? I mean, isn't that their decision?
Well, the soundboard. I mean,
isn't there a different like rule with live and with recorded?
Well, technically speaking, the only people who would have their hands on a soundboard is the band,
right?
Because it was never.
I don't know,
but being able to press it onto a right. This is where the gray area comes with the soundboard.
We've said the opposite. We've said, well, it's not really Kiss that came up, because if it was Kiss, why the fuck would they release a current lineup live album when there's 20 of them out already?
Right.
Or why would they pick the album where it's Eric Singer instead of Peter Criss with Ace? That's a weird way to start. Like, are you sure it's Kiss? So if they don't have anything saying the matter, then I don't know. But the opposite would go, if Courtney, what she's saying is true, then it does make sense. Hey, Tommy and Eric aren't going anywhere. So if we throw a couple bucks to Ace, what's the difference? Instead of Tommy making money or Bruce making money, we give it to Ace, keep him happy. I'm fucking broke. Anybody got a buck? Like, if they keep giving him money, maybe that'll make him happy. Like, hey, Ace, we'll get a couple new albums out. You'll get a cut off of those because you perform. But again, I'm not an artist attorney, so I'm not an agent. So I don't know if they get scale. I don't know what they get for those albums.
I don't either, really. I don't either. I just know it's gotta, I mean, it
can't be much.
This is all everybody wants, is for the four of them who are still alive to stand on the stage together for the love of Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just stand there.
Yeah.
Just stand together and stop it.
Which is another interesting.
You don't even have to fucking play at this point. Just stand there.
Which is another interesting question. You think about these last two off the soundboards are the original four.
Right.
You know, you get 96 reunion and then 77 when people arguably say they were at the peak of their powers. So
right. So they're either dangling a carrot or they're hoping that you buy this and give up your hopes and dreams of this ever happening again.
Correct. But to answer the question, I think this was. I don't think this is. No, I don't think Ace being on 3 of the 4 off soundboards means anything. I don't. I just think it's the way they fell. But I think having the last 2 be the original 4 at the same time that everybody's clamoring for the original 4, I feel like there might be something to that more than anything. But I don't know.
Who doesn't play the same and who plays the same? Think about that.
Right. That's true.
Think about who's not really playing the way they played in 96, 70, 78 or whatever.
Right.
Who's still playing pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he was playing Revenge and other things. Asylum. Right?
Yeah, it's true. I know.
Still doing it. You can still
Who's the spaceman?
So that's our question. So that's our question of the week. Thank you. And of course, thank you, Joe Decker and Fusion Tech. So
Fusion Tech.
Yeah, Fusion Tech. So before we wrap this up here, we like to do plugs, but Courtney, you're our special guest. Tell everybody where they can find you. What are you doing next? If they're interested in your comedy or any of your cruises, your tours, your shows, what do you got?
Okay. Well, we've got a show coming up in Vegas, July 21st. And it's a double bill with Nerd Halen, which is Hal Sparks and Caleb Rappaport, and Jeff Page, who's also in the Def Leppard band.
Yep.
And they have they switch out a couple different bass players. I feel bad. I don't know the other guy's name, but they do nerdy Van Halen.
It's awesome.
Crush it.
Yep.
Like, it's nuts how good this is.
Yep.
So Hal is he's like one of those people like Chris Jericho. You're like, how are you still awake and doing all these things like with the level of energy you do them? So he's doing our stand-up show. We're doing punchlines and backlines with Chris Kale, who is the crazy bearded bass player for Five Finger Death Punch. And he couldn't be a nicer, funnier guy. So he's going to be perfect for the show, and he's big in Vegas. They're going to love him. And then I'm going to open. He's going to host, and Hal's going to headline. And then he's going to play an hour and a half set with Nerd Halen.
Oh, it sounds great.
The lead singer.
Nice.
Hal's awesome. He's one of my favorite people.
Oh, my God. He does the full jumps. His vocals are sick. And he's a crazy good comic too. I hope a lot of people know that about Hal.
Yeah.
He's
not we had him on our show at the beginning of the year. We love Hal. He's awesome.
He kills it. He kills it up there. He's amazing. I love working with him, and so excited for this. So July 21st, we're at Counts Vamped. The tickets are on sale at Eventbrite. Please support us. And we would love it. We kept them pretty cheap to make sure everybody who can, wants to come can come, and it's not crazy. It's $15.
Nice.
Gives us some gas money, and a cheese sandwich. So it would be great to see your faces. Hopefully some Kiss fans and Monsters of Rock people come. It'd be really fun to see you.
And of course, you're on social media. People can find you on Facebook and
find me on
Twitter and all that.
Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not really on Twitter. I just repost your show.
Okay.
I just like everything you guys do on Twitter, and then I repost. But yeah, if you want, I would love it if I had like more than 6 followers. That'd be cool. But but on Facebook, like I like to chat, and I'm a nice normal. Just don't like someone from Creatures Fest sent me a message, and all it said was "I like women." I'm like, all right, I'm not responding to that. So
I like turtles.
I drive truck.
I drive truck. I like women.
I like a sex crimes.
Good for you.
Nice,
You like
nice.
severed heads up on your shelf. Okay.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And where can people find us? Well, Shout It Out Loudcast. You can find us on our awesome new website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's your one-stop shop for everything. You can find information about our Patreon. You can click on our Amazon link there. You can click on our merch link there and get some Shout Out Loudcast shirts and hats and all that good stuff. You can look at all of our episodes, all of our silly little rankings and lists and all that crazy inside Kiss nerd stuff that we love to do. And of course, we're on all the social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our email, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We're back. So we'll get back to reading people's emails and back to feedback and all that stuff. So please do that. And as we mentioned earlier, our wonderful Patreon family with our newest member, Stuart Holloway. Please check our Patreon out. And of course, we're part of the great Pantheon podcast network of shows, tons of great shows. Check out that website. And you can find us pretty much anywhere. Isn't that right, Zeus?
Yeah, I always like to pump up the DMs. People DM us all the time on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I know you guys have missed this. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Wait, does this go on YouTube?
Oh,
Well, not the video, just the audio.
No, your
okay.
topless shit that you're showing us right now, that does not go on YouTube.
I'm like, oh my God, I am just sweating profusely. I had to shut off the AC.
You can turn it.
He's like, turn off Darth Vader behind you.
Turn it on. We're almost done. It's fine.
It's all right.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost at, I don't know where we are, 700, 800, I don't know. But make sure you do.
You can come to Zeus's house and see his kittens.
And
there you go. Yeah.
Take one of the 5 baby kittens. Yep.
Special Patreon. Yes.
Well, if you find the 5th one, we don't know what happened.
No, it was right underneath my feet.
Where is it? It left. It ran away.
It's back. He's right there. The 2 of them. They're milking off a mom there. Lovely. With their saggy cat boobs all over the place.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Saggy cat boobs.
It's a lot of cat.
Where else are you going to hear that on a podcast?
Saggy cat boobs. That's the name of my first comedy album. It's going to be Saggy Cat Boobs.
That's a great band name.
So,
coming up next, Saggy Cat Boobs.
And you can I'm never going to get through this shit. And you can also give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple, iTunes, Facebook, Spotify, Podchaser, you name it. Wherever you can give us a review, please do. It's a big help to the show. Moves us up the food channel. And
food channel?
I don't know. The
food chain.
Dude, I'm getting silly.
Yeah, we've been here for 6 hours, I think. Who knows what happens?
But we got one
recently. Play. Okay.
Yeah, we got one recently from a guy named Gibson Love. Maybe it's a woman. I don't know. Maybe it's Courtney.
I don't know.
Could be me.
Could be me. I don't know. Torpedo girl.
Oh, God.
Let's take a dive. It says, very fun, 5 stars. These guys are really fun and very knowledgeable about Kiss. But they're not mindless fanboys. They're not afraid to be critical or disagree with each other. Whether they are singing the band's praises or poking fun, it's always entertaining.
Wow.
Now that's a
wow
accurate description, because if you listen to some of the shit I was saying earlier, we're not scared to say a couple things that might be a little bit hard.
That's why your show's fun and funny. And
thank you. That's a great review. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Great review.
And
awesome.
Please, if you want to give us one of those 5-star child reviews, we will read it on the air and definitely give you the shout out. So thank you for that. I'd like to repeat the new website, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. If you guys take a look at it, you'll see we put a lot of love into it. And we're also starting to load up all the photos from, the previous events. So the Kiss Cruise is going up there. Creatures Fest photos are going up there. We have our friends' profiles. There'll be a new one up there of Courtney coming up too.
Oh my God.
And you can check her out any way you want. You can press on her little thing. It'll go to her little website or Facebook page.
It'll take you to our OnlyFans page, so check that out.
Yes, my OnlyFans page where I have hot flashes and fan myself with flyers from Cindy Williams' one-woman show, Me, Myself, and Shirley.
It looks like Me, Myself, and Vinnie.
Isn't that that's the new now the original name that was called Saggy Cat Boobs, right?
This was Saggy Cat Boobs.
Okay.
Which is also Vinnie Vincent's next album. Saggy Cat Boobs on a Tank.
Oh,
sorry.
Wonderful.
Not allowed to make jokes about Vinnie. I signed a contract, so.
Yeah.
On this show you can. We didn't sign it.
We'll wait till you guys hear our story about our Vinnie meeting.
I cannot wait to hear that.
Yes. So, again, check out the website. And then also, if you want to email us, we love those correspondence. shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We always like to end our show with famous last words, which are Kiss lyrics of any specific song. So, Courtney, you're up first. I forgot to tell you this. So
I don't know lyrics. I'm just a dancer, a romancer.
That's
I'm a
it.
Capricorn and she's a Cancer.
There you go. Bingo.
You're done.
nailed it. You nailed it.
Tom, what do you got?
What do you got? Well, it's a strange way, the way you look at me, and it's a hard time you've been giving me. Come on and open up. Open up to me.
If never I met you, I'd never have seen you cry. If not for our first hello, we'd never have to say goodbye.
Oh my God. What a night.
Courtney, Ryan, Spencer, Cole, Cook, Dold, Tom, Kiss Army, Loudcasters, all you Creatures Fest, all you crazy motherfuckers, and Kiss Cards United. Thank you.
Courtney, Cronin, Lane, Dold, Kulick, Simmons, Spencer, Cooks,
Saggy tits, cats.
That is so funny. I want to be from now known as Courtney, Ryan, Spencer, Dold, Lane, Cook, Kulick, Dold. Cronin.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us for multiple reasons. A, because we love you. B, because we had an amazing time at Creatures Fest with you. And C, because this was our first show back after a long and painful hiatus. So it was a pleasure to have you.
I'm glad.
I just want to say to everybody out there, I'm glad that we're back. I love all you guys. This was fun. And Courtney, you're the best. And I thank you for joining us. So
thank you for having me. I'm so happy to see you guys.
thank you. Zeus, love you, buddy. Love all you guys. We're back, baby.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
And from the Lambda Mu team, Dudley Dawson. Booger.
Booger.